the manager is taking his competition, looking at the two starting 11s, but opportunities for fringe players to come in and stake a claim for that first team place when a league kind of starts back up again.
Right, we're underway. We're at the Cardiff City Stadium, 5 Live and BBC Sounds. 2 commentaries on this station today. This one followed by Manchester City Chelsea against 4:30. Derby Barnsley continues on Sports Extra at the moment. Later on at 4:30 Sports Extra, we'll bring you full commentary of Villa Stevenage. We've also got Oxford against Arsenal, which is the last third round tie of the weekend, in full for you tomorrow night after the Monday Night Club on 5 Live. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff. Somerville on the ball early for Leeds. Ball into the feet of Nonto. He couldn't control it on the edge of the box. Played up towards Isaac Davis. He stumbles on the halfway line. Cardiff fans feel there was a foul there, but our referee, the Australian Jared Gillett, doesn't agree, so Leeds able to continue playing. Junior Firpo's in this Leeds team as well. He's not had much football this season because of injury, only a 5th appearance of the season for him. And then right on cue, just to make it a little bit more FA Cup third round, the heavens have opened.
Heavens open, yeah. Typical Cardiff, typical South Wales.
Exactly. Come across the bridge. I used to study here actually, Daddy, many years ago, and I always used to come across that bridge, and then quite often the heavens would open. Leeds have won a throw wide on the right hand side in an attacking position. Swansea have gone over the bridge the other way for an early kick-off in the FA Cup third round today. Last we heard, they were 1-0 up away to Bristol City. We'll keep you in touch with the 12 ties in the third round of the Women's FA Cup today as well. Here's Somerville, nice touch with his right boot. Wide on the left, he's into the Cardiff penalty area, just being nudged off the ball, manages to hold on to it. He's trying to make space for a shot, lays it back to the edge of the box, and the driven shot is just wide of the left-hand post. That's the 18-year-old JB showing real confidence early on for Leeds. That is a goal kick for Cardiff.
Yeah, bright start from the Premier League team. Some nice early touches for Crescencio Somerville on his left-hand side. They've hit that crossfield ball from right to left on 2 occasions, and he's got the ball under control into that 1v1 situation with Tom Sang, just cutting inside and just laying the ball back across the 18-yard box. A decent strike from Darko JB, just flashing past Anwick's left-hand post, but right start from Leeds.
Somerville wins a header on the halfway line from the Anik goal kick. Cardiff should be able to tidy that up, and the ball is played back by Bagan to the goalkeeper Anik. We're not going to miss him this afternoon. Shocking pink outfit for the goalkeeper, short sleeves, white gloves and white boots, black tops to his bright pink socks in that Women's FA Cup. One result already in today. Charlton's women have beaten MP Dong's women by 3-1. Leeds attacking up to the edge of the area. Gelhardt, touch and turn from Aronson inside the penalty area, goes down. Referee had a good look at that. Aronson hits the deck, no penalty, and Cardiff have cleared the ball out for a Leeds throw on the left. Danny.
Really bright play in and around Cardiff City's 18-yard box. Ball played into Harrison, was a nice spin, and it just looked like he created half a yard. I think it was Joel Bagan who's just got touched tight to him. Not enough contact for me for the penalty.
Yeah, no, I agree on that one. Nonto plays the ball to Somerville. Back to the feet of JB, who's a tall, rangy midfielder. Wears number 18 for Leeds. They're all in white, Cardiff all in blue. Somerville looking for the run of Nonto into the penalty area. Leeds battling now, pressing Cardiff, trying to win the ball back. Just a flurry of white shirts swarming around Cardiff defenders. Cardiff have given the ball away. Strauch is playing left-sided centre-back for Leeds this afternoon, having played at left-back for most of the season so far. Firpo's in at left-back, and Leeds are now working the ball from left to right. Rasmus Christensen is the right back this afternoon. I'll give you that full Leeds lineup in just a second, but they have put a lot of pressure on Cardiff in the rain in the early stages. Somerville dribbling again, fires across him with his left foot, right across the face of goal, out for a throw into Cardiff in the left back position. Here's Danny Gabidon.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a really long afternoon for Tom Sang in that right back position. So he just switched that ball right to left. Cardiff not able to get a foothold in the game, get any controlled possession. Leeds have started really brightly, and they're just looking to switch the ball across to Somerville, and he's in a 1v1 situation every single time. You're looking at Mark Harris, who's playing on this right hand side. He might have to help his full back out a little bit, get back and double up and make it more difficult. It's going to be a really long afternoon, as I say, for Tom Sang.
It's blustery, it's wet. Leeds have started well. We're 5 minutes in at the Cardiff City Stadium, but it is still Cardiff 0, Leeds 0. So here's your Leeds lineup. So we've got an FA Cup winner with Wigan in goal, Joel Robles, making only his second appearance of the season for the club, having joined from Real Betis in the summer. Christensen, Llorente, Strauch and Firpo is the back four. The 18-year-old JB, signed from Manchester City in the summer, is alongside Sam Greenwood in a very young Leeds central midfield. Brendan Aronson, the American international, on the right-hand side as Mark Harris is putting a bit of pressure on Strauch here. And Strauch has had to knock the ball behind for a corner to Cardiff. So Aronson on the right, Nonto is playing off Gelhardt through the middle, and Somerville is enjoying having the ball at his feet in the early stages. But that was good chasing. It was actually Isaac Davis who closed it down corner for Cardiff.
Yeah, you see a lot of strikers in that situation. They kind of give those balls up. Was played in behind Strauch, looked the favourite, but showed good pace to make up the ground and then just forcing the mistake from him.
Give you the half-time scores in those Women's FA Cup ties in just a second. Charlton's women have beaten MK Dons women, as I said. Let's see what Cardiff can do with the corner in front of the Leeds fans, and it comes from the right-hand side. Beats absolutely everyone. It was an in-swinger with the left foot. It's gone all the way through and out for a goal kick. So half-time scores in the Women's FA Cup. Birmingham 1, Huddersfield 0. Leeds women in action. They're 1-1 against Stoke at half-time. The London City Lionesses lead Portsmouth by a goal to 0. Peterborough Durham goalless. Sheffield United Nottingham Forest goalless. Wimbledon Gillingham also goalless. Those are the games that have kicked off so far in the Women's FA Cup. Swansea 1 up at Bristol City as far as I'm aware. And Derby leading Barnsley by 2 goals to 0. I beg your pardon, Bristol City have an equaliser. About 15 minutes or so to play in one of the earlier kickoffs. So Bristol City 1, Swansea 1. And Chris Cole's keeping an eye on Derby Barnsley for us. Commentary of that one over on Sports Extra. Ball in towards Mark Harris. Can't quite bring it down on the edge of the penalty area. Cardiff pick up the loose ball midway inside the Leeds half. Tom Sang, the right back, has got his arms up here, calling for the ball on the right-hand side. Cardiff have gone left instead. Joel Bagan starts to make ground down the left-hand side. Romain Sawyers gets on the ball inside his own half. Plays it back to his centre-back Jack Simpson. Simpson chased by Gelhardt, forced all the way back to his goalkeeper. The rain has eased slightly and it clears with his left foot. Here's Bagan, chased by Aronson, tackled by Aronson. Chance for Leeds to try and turn this into an attacking opportunity. Somerville, first touch, just got a bit too far ahead of him. Cardiff have cleared and Leeds can deal with it inside their own half. Llorente stretches and nods it to Christensen.
Much better couple of minutes when Cardiff City, they were able to get a little bit of control possession. Somerville's touch is better there. Then he goes past Curtis Nelson and he's in on goal. Touch was just slightly heavy, just allowed Simpson to come across and make the interception. But just looking at Cardiff City and how they set up, I thought it might have been a 4-4-2 with Harris and Isaac Davis up front. It's actually more of a 4-3-3. Shea Ojo's almost playing in a midfield 3 alongside Rinamoto and Sawyers.
Annex clearance from the free kick over the head of Harris. Also beats Tom Sang, the right back. Throwing for Leeds down the touch, and what a lovely flick that was from Nonto into the path of Somerville. Sang with a strong challenge on him. Somerville's gone down. I think the yellow card's coming out, and Cardiff complaining that their right back got the ball. He did get some ball. He got a fair bit of Somerville as well, and Somerville was moving at speed, so that will have hurt as he landed.
And the touch from Nonto, just the release. Somerville, fantastic. Ball into him, round the corner, and he's away. Tom Sang's caught the wrong side, looking to recover, and I think he does get a little bit on the ball, but he's just kind of hacking through the back of Somerville there. Those challenges can be dangerous. He is down at present.
Well, that's a worry for Jesse Marsh, for the Leeds fans. He does seem to be writhing around in some pain. His bright white Leeds shirt is already covered in grass stains and mud. A lot of it will have been from that tumble, and he looks like he's struggling actually at the moment, Danny.
Yeah, it was a nasty challenge. He's just recovering back at pace there, Tom Sang. He's caught the wrong side, and as I said, I think he gets something on the ball, but he has to kind of kick through Somerville to get to the ball, and those challenges can be nasty. Probably caught one on the ankle area there.
So Somerville stays down. Leeds substitutes, a couple of them start to get warmed up. He's been such a bright spark for Leeds so far this season. 21 years old, the Dutchman. Just before that World Cup, if you remember, 4 goals in 4 games against Fulham. He was a late winner at Liverpool, wasn't there? Goals against Bournemouth and Tottenham in high-scoring games as well. So really hope he can get up and keep going. If he can get up and keep going, Danny, as well, he's got the right back on a yellow card now as well. Exactly.
Not a situation you want to be in if you're Tom Sang, but it's kind of been a bit of a breakout season for Somerville, isn't it? I think you look at that kind of front four. Yes, it's kind of inexperienced, it's young, but it's lively. There's energy there. There's a lot of talent there, and I think you look at Leeds as a team, and it's the makings of a good team, I think, particularly in the forward areas where they probably need to improve in terms of their recruitment is probably in the defensive side, I would say defensive areas, but huge potential with the likes of Brendan Harrison, Gnonto, Somerville, Gail Hart. Exciting players.
Free kick coming Leeds way in a second. Somerville's back on his feet. Goal at Pride Park. Chris Coles.
Very comfortable for Derby now. They lead Barnsley by 3-0. Jason Knight tapping in after a defensive error from Barnsley. Derby heading into the fourth round for the first time in 3 years with 10 minutes to play. They have a 3-goal lead over Barnsley.
Still at Ashton Gate, according to the BBC Sport website. Bristol City 1, Swansea 1. 3 other cup ties have kicked off at 2 o'clock like this one. After the Leeds free kick, we'll start to bounce you around the grounds. Manchester City Chelsea is our commentary at 4:30 on 5 Live and BBC Sounds this afternoon. Before that, you'll get the fourth round draw as well live into the show. Greenwood with the free kick, digs his right foot underneath the ball, floated into the far post, and Cardiff nodded behind for a corner. Bagan was up to beat Christensen in the air, and the rain is coming down heavily again here in South Wales. Corner then for Leeds. Greenwood goes trotting over to take it. 11 minutes played. Somerville sort of hobbling his way back down the touchline here. We're just going to wait and see whether he is going to be able to continue this game for Leeds United. 5 third round exits in the last 5 seasons for them. Corner comes into the Cardiff penalty area. JB chases it on the corner of the box. Leeds player went down. Referee Jared Gillett not interested in the penalty appeals. No VAR in this cup tie. Leeds have won themselves another corner. This one will come in from the left-hand side. Cardiff 0, Leeds 0.
Yeah, Darko JB, they're just on the edge of the 18-yard box, doing a good job of just keeping the pressure on, recycling the ball. Philogene tracking him into the corner and getting a good block on the attempted cross, but another corner to defend here.
Somerville back on for Leeds. Here's the corner, wide from the left, pace on the delivery, good header away. Somerville will chase it. It looks like he's moving freely there. Sawyers plays a pass up the left-hand side with his left foot. Good work from the 21-year-old Isaac Davis. Ran into trouble in the end, but he was fouled as he lost the ball, so Cardiff get a free kick. Cardiff 0, Leeds 0.
Yeah, and that's something that he's going to have to do really well this afternoon. Isaac Davis thought Mark Harris might be the one to play for the middle. I'd say he's a little bit more physically imposing, a little bit better holding the ball up, but Isaac Davis got that job through the middle, so really important. And Cardiff City win the ball back and the ball goes into him. It has to stick, he has to hold the ball up, he has to allow the team to get up the pitch. Did a good job there drawing the foul.
Right, let's check in on some of the cup ties then that are kicked off at 2 o'clock this afternoon. League 2, Hartlepool are playing Stoke. Here's Naz Premji.
Hartlepool 0, Stoke 0. Hartlepool doing okay. One chance for Stoke. Josh Lauren from close range, but Ben Killip, the keeper, was equal to it. Hartlepool 0, Stoke 0.
New manager David Wagner watching his Norwich team against Blackburn. Flo Pollock.
Norwich 0, Blackburn 0. Still Ben Brereton Diaz with the best chance so far for Blackburn. A volley from close range that was smartly saved by Tim Krul. Still goalless between Norwich and Blackburn in the early stages.
Leeds have it on the right-hand side, attacking position, edge of the box. The shot comes in, it's blocked, it comes back to JB. JB fires a pass to his left beyond Somerville. Somerville says just calm it down, go easy, play it low, and I could have controlled that. He couldn't keep it in. It's gone out for a throw-in to Cardiff. Stockport Walsall, the other 2 o'clock kick-off in the third round of the FA Cup this afternoon. Charlie Slater.
11 minutes gone, still 0-0 here. Really good start to the game though, fast and frenetic. Walsall with the best chance down the left-hand side. Really good cross into the penalty area. Good chance for James Taylor, but an excellent save from Ben Hinchcliffe to put it behind for a corner kick. Still 0-0.
In terms of League 2 representation in the fourth round draw, Grimsby through with their win against Burton yesterday, and that is the only one so far. Throwing for Cardiff wide on the right hand side. Wrexham, of course, representing the National League, already through to the fourth round. The famous win against Coventry yesterday, but Boreham Wood and Chesterfield, names in the hat. They've got the replays coming away at Accrington and West Brom. Throw in for Cardiff, all in blue, and the ball's gone straight off the studs of Sawyer's boot. He was trying to stab a pass back to Tom Sang, and it's gone straight out for a throw into Leeds on the left. And the rain is just sort of coming and going at the moment. It's just eased a bit, but it is still pretty constant here. Strauch, dark-haired Dutchman, passes with his left foot to Diego Llorente, other centre-back for Leeds this afternoon. Strauch strokes it to his left. Here's Somerville. Somerville will want to run at Sang. He can't get past Mark Harris. Firpo plays it forward to the 18-year-old JB. JB finds Somerville just outside the penalty area. A little pass forward into the feet of Gelhardt. He's tackled. Nonto reacts quickly, plays it back to JB. Good skills from JB. Onto his left foot, hits the shot. Sliding challenge on him comes from Jack Simpson. That's behind for a Leeds corner. Great feet.
Fantastic move from Leeds. Energy, movement, fluidity. Excellent challenge in the end, though, from Simpson. Great feet, as you say, from Darko JB. And just looks like he's going to fire the strike away, but Simpson flying across makes a really important block.
It's Danny Gabidon with us here at the Cardiff City Stadium. Danny, who played in that famous cup tie back in 2002, the Cardiff 2-1 win against Leeds.
Well, we were losing already at this point.
That's a good point.
We were 1-0 down, Mark Viduka.
That's right, corner in for Leeds, swung in deep to the far post beyond everyone and behind for the goal kick. Danny, of course, who was part of the BBC team out in Qatar, covering the World Cup, but back home, wrapped up warm, enjoying the FA Cup action with us this afternoon. Villa Stevenage, your commentary on Sports Extra from 4:30 this afternoon. Pat Murphy will bring you the updates into our commentary. John Murray and Izzy Christiansen bringing you full commentary of Manchester City and Chelsea going at it again after Manchester City's 1-0 win at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League in midweek. The ball is back with Jack Anik. Anik just very calmly side foots a pass to his left, and Jack Simpson is able to scurry 20 yards forward inside his own half. Played down the left by Bagan, lovely flick there into the feet of Ojo. Ojo trying to use a trick to get away on the left-hand side. Chased back by JB, and Cardiff in the end, well, they thought they might have won a corner there. It's gone behind for a goal kick to Leeds.
Yeah, good play all round. Attacking wise from Cardiff City, playing out from the back, playing through the press and up the field. And then it's a straight run between JB and Ojo. Fantastic recovery pace from JB to get back, and actually wins the goal kick for his team. Excellent defensive work from the central midfielder.
17 minutes gone in the first half. FA Cup third round, no goals in the 2 o'clock kickoff so far. Cardiff 0, Leeds 0. This has been pretty open though. Brendan Aronson's pass just in behind the Dane Christensen. He's played the ball back towards the halfway line to no one in particular. Aronson gets it back for Leeds. Goal at Hartlepool though, here's Naz.
Hartlepool 0, Stoke City 1. Josh Tymon's cross diverted into his own net by the returning Ewan Murray. Hartlepool 0, Stoke City 1.
Thank you, Naz. Here come Leeds again, down the right. Aronson chasing the ball. Simpson's got it covered, shoulder to shoulder with Aronson. He can't get a foot on that, and it goes behind for a goal kick to Cardiff. And the rain has eased, but it's just lightly continues to fall. It's going to come and go all afternoon, I think.
He can't quite make his mind up at the moment, the weather, but I think Mark Hudson will be fairly pleased with the start. 70 minutes gone, still 0-0. The amount of changes that Cardiff City have made. As a manager going into it, you're not quite sure exactly how it's going to go. A lot of players who are being starved of minutes, and sometimes that kind of lack of team understanding and fluidity can not be there. But after a slow opening 2 or 3 minutes, Cardiff just starting to grow into the game a little bit more.
18 minutes gone in the first half. No wins in the last 7 games for Cardiff under Mark Hudson. 4 wins in 16 games since he replaced Steve Morrison permanently here. Leeds have it just inside the Cardiff half. Strauch under a bit of pressure, plays it back to his right. Llorente has to chase that. Llorente has just been banged into by Philogene. Chipped the ball out of play for a throw, but Leeds may have been given the free kick for the challenge.
Well, the pass was sloppy from Strauch. He just invited the challenge on Llorente. He won't thank his central defensive partner. They just allowed Shea Ojo there to step in and make the challenge. Was a foul.
Motherwell 0, Hibs 1. Latest scoreline in the Scottish Premiership. Game kicked off at 1:30. Rangers chasing the leaders Celtic. They kick off at 4 away to Dundee United. Celtics win yesterday, pulled them 12 points clear. Rangers have a game in hand. Isaac Davis chasing a pass on the halfway line. Challenge on him comes in from Llorente. Joel Robles well outside his penalty area on the left. Tries to chip a pass down the line to Firpo. Can't keep it in play. Cardiff want to go quickly. Rinomota takes the throw. Can't get the ball back to him. That's a wild swing at it from Firpo, who's given the ball away. Isaac Davis back on his feet for Cardiff. Little burst of pace from him into the Leeds penalty area, then a back heel. Can't find Philogene. Leeds should be able to get it away. Christensen clears. That's a Cardiff throw on the left.
Yeah, he's a live wire, Isaac Davis. Good energy, good work rate. Any loose passes along that Leeds back line and he'll be onto it like a flash.
Sawyers Now Rinamota's lost it inside the Leeds half. Leeds will counter at pace. Nonto plays it forward with his right foot. Gelhardt making the run through the middle. Aronson on the ball in his yellow boots on the right hand side. Support on the outside, doesn't use it. Low pass to the edge of the penalty area. Somerville tries to hit the curler. He's closed down, the shot's blocked, and it runs back to JB here, who has to turn and try and get away from Isaac Davis. Diagonal ball from him, easily headed away by Bagan. Comes back to Leeds again. Aronson with a low pass to his right hand side. Cross comes in from the right, might reach Somerville. Shoots over the bar, just got underneath it, hit it first time. Had he kept it down, I think Anik might have struggled to save it.
Yeah, see what he's trying to do there, Somerville. Just trying to bend it into that far corner. Anik's left hand post there. Doesn't quite get it how he wants to, but loose touch from Tom Sam. Maybe the conditions playing a part there. The ball was kind of fizzed across that 8-yard box. He tries to control the ball gets away from him, almost sets up Somerville for the first time shot, not able to hit the target.
Leeds fans in good voice away to our right. Their teams want to throw right hand side. It's Cardiff's throw, beg your pardon, on their left, midway inside their own half. Last touch off Brendan Aronson. So Bagan gets ready to take the throw, and the rain has stopped for now. Bagan's throw down that left-hand touchline, volleyed infield, controlled by Somerville, plays a short pass to his right to JB. JB holds on to it for a second, then plays it back to Stroud. They exchange a little 1-2. Stroud has it again, pacey low pass forward. Nonto lays it off. Now Aronson on the ball, 30 yards out of central position, ran into traffic. Chance for Cardiff to come clear. Ojo's tripped. Free kick for Cardiff inside their own half. Cardiff 0, Leeds 0.
Yeah, grateful for the foul there. Shea Ojo, Cardiff winning the ball back. A ball played into that midfield area, and there's pressure all around him. He just nicks the ball away into no man's land, really, but just a little bit too overzealous in the challenge there.
Ball played forward by Curtis Nelson, Cardiff's centre-back, headed away by Strout. JB is dragged back by Rinamoto in midfield. So that'll be a free kick for Leeds. So we've got Stoke 1 up at Hartlepool, Derby cruising. They're on their way into that 4th round draw. They're beating Barnsley by 3-0. And still Bristol City 1, Swansea 1. That one could well be heading for a replay because they're in added time at Ashton Gate. Aronson just took a little too long to get his pass away edge of the box. That's another foul there committed by Leeds. That was Greenwood this time on Ojo, who's taken a bit of a whack or two in the last couple of minutes, done well for his team, and Cardiff get the free kick, and Jesse Marsh getting the notepad out to scribble something down.
Yeah, that is an area Cardiff will have to be really good, when they win the ball back, keeping hold of possession, because Leeds will come and press as soon as they lose the ball. The first 2 or 3 seconds they're on you, trying to win the ball back quickly. So Cardiff City will need to be really assured in possession at times, take the ball under pressure, draw fouls when you need to.
The key to making notes in the wet, and Jesse Marsh is about to do it again, is pencil, Danny. So I know from many years of commentating on golf, when it gets wet, biro does not work at all. Chance for Cardiff. Mark Harris is in. Oh, great save by Robles. Harris again pulls it back. Davis misses it. Must be stuck away by Jaden Philogene, the 20-year-old, to get Cardiff in front. It's their first shot on goal in the game. Leeds are caught out at the back, and Cardiff lead Leeds in the 3rd round of the FA Cup. Is it going to be 2002 all over again? Cardiff 1, Leeds 0.
Well, quite possibly, ABB. That's come from nowhere, really. Leeds have been the better of the two sides. 2 or 3 bites of the cherry, and eventually Philogene sticking it into the back of the net. Initially, a great ball played in behind Stoke. The run from Mark Harris, which he does so well. I thought initially he should have hit it first time. He had a touch. The save from Robles. It comes back then to Isaac Davis. He has a swipe at it. It's a little bit of pinball in the box. And it drops to Philogene, and he's not going to miss from there, no more than 4 or 5 yards out, sticking the ball into an empty net.
What a moment.
1-0 up.
Yeah, what a moment for Cardiff fans. What a moment for Jaden Philogene, on loan from Aston Villa. And in this rich and storied cup tie between these two clubs, we have Cardiff leading Leeds by a goal to nil. Full-time Derby Barnsley, Chris Coles.
A comfortable afternoon's work for Derby. 3-0 winners over Barnsley. A James Collins penalty, Tom Barkhuizen screamer and Jason Knight's tap-in. Barnsley looked good in the first 10 minutes, then faded considerably, meaning after 2 successive third-round failures, Derby take their place in the fourth-round draw later. 3-0 winners over Barnsley.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, fourth-round draw just after 4 o'clock, ahead of the Manchester City against Chelsea third-round tie, which we will be bringing you in full here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Chris Sutton, Robbie Savage taking the calls after that game tonight on 6:06. So Leeds trying to get back in it. Here's Nonto running from right to left, plays it to Somerville, support on the outside from Firpo, low cross, blocked at the near post, cleared away by Cardiff, and out for a throw-in to Leeds. Philogene, just watching the replays of the goal, took his time, stuck it away nicely. It was Robles' save from Harris. That then fell to Isaac Davis.
Yeah.
Davis's shot, Danny, actually took a couple of deflections, didn't it?
Yeah, a little bit of luck involved. A couple of deflections, and the ball just drops to the feet of Philogene and shows good composure with the finish. The ball from Rinamoto in behind as well. Great run from Harris off the back of Pascal's strike. Gets in. He's so good at that with his movement. Always looking to get in behind defenders, and just thought maybe the chance had gone. It was initially a really good save. Philogene just following up.
So Cardiff leading Leeds by a goal to nil midway through the first half. Pascal Strauch on the ball inside his own half, plays to his right. Llorente, long ball forward to the edge of the box. That was Firpo who jumps for it. It's actually run to the feet of Nonto, who's now dribbling in from the left-hand side. At speed, goes down. He's gone the other way. Referee's going to give that as a dive and a yellow card for Nonto. Nonto had beaten his man. The challenge came in on him. We haven't got VAR. I wonder, Danny, was it a penalty? Was it a dive?
I think there is contact, but I don't think Tom Sang sticks the leg out. I'm looking at Jesse Marsh. He cannot believe it. He's adamant that is a penalty. But he's in that 1v1 situation again, Nonto. He looks as if he's going to cut inside, takes it to the byline. Tom Sang, he doesn't stick his right leg out, but Nonto just kind of goes over his knee almost. I'm not so sure.
Yeah,
not so sure.
Yeah, we've not had the real close-up on the replay. We've watched it from afar again. He is moving at speed, so any contact is going to knock him over. But is it one of those where Nonto has tried to force the contact, has tried to push his body towards Sang, which therefore makes it a dive? And here we go. Get a good look at it now, Danny. He's exaggerated it, hasn't he?
He has. He has. It's good skill from him, I have to say, because he looks as if he's going to go inside and drags it back the other way. Just gets Tom Sang's body shape wrong, but he doesn't really stick a leg out. He's almost trying to let him go by, if anything.
Right. Had 2 more looks at that, and I'm afraid that is definitely in the category of dive. Isaac Davis is down, fouled by Pascal Strauch. Leeds are getting frustrated. Strauch gets booked, and Cardiff have a free kick midway inside the Leeds half. Let's check in on one of the other 2 o'clock kickoffs in the FA Cup third round quickly. Charlie Slater's watching Stockport against Walsall.
Yeah, still 0-0 here, but we're getting closer to a breakthrough. Walsall are anyway. Isaac Hutchinson just took aim from around 23-24 yards out a moment ago. A brilliant effort, only matched by a magnificent save. Stockport keeper keeping a minute at the moment. Still 0-0.
Bristol City Swansea will be a replay. Bristol City 1, Swansea 1. It's finished. Swansea held the lead for a while in that game. Bristol City got the equaliser, and here Cardiff leading Leeds by a goal to nil. I was mentioning 6:06 tonight. Sunday night is always the simulation game. Wilfred Nonto, I'm afraid you may well feature this evening. That, my friend, was a dive. Coming up to half an hour played here. Offside flag goes up against Curtis Nelson, who was attacking the free kick wide on the right. Leeds will have a chance to clear their lines. Here's Danny Gabidon.
Yeah, I think those situations are really important for Cardiff. Set pieces. Malta just straying offside, or I think it was Curtis Nelson, sorry. But opportunity for Cardiff City to service the box and make Leeds United defend, and they just let them off the hook with a simple offside there. Important period for Cardiff City now. They're scoring the goal. Getting through the next kind of 10-15 minutes unscathed, really, really important for them.
So Nonto on the yellow card for simulation, Pascal Strauch on the yellow card, and Tom Sang on the yellow card for Cardiff in the right back position. Sky's brightening ever so slightly here as Strauch plays the ball to his right hand side. Championship side Cardiff sitting just 2 points above the bottom 3, no wins in their last 7 games in the Championship. Lead Premier League Leeds by 1-0. Curtis Nelson is in there to clear the ball with his right foot for Cardiff. That will be a throw into Leeds on the halfway line on the left. Jesse Marsh just having a word with Pascal Strauch here, trying to get his message across and tell him what he wants a little bit more of in this first half. I don't think Leeds and Jesse Marsh can really afford to lose this game, considering the run that they're on and the unwanted sort of attention and pressure it'll bring.
Well, it certainly isn't going to help. You just see the issues that Leeds United have. We spoke about them defensively. I think they've looked really bright, really sharp, kind of going forward, but have looked vulnerable against the pace of Mark Harris and Isaac Davis, looking to get in behind off the back of Pascal Strauch and Diego Llorente alongside him.
Here's Mark, beg your pardon, Jack Simpson, left-footed pass across to Joel Bagan for Cardiff. The left-back, 21-year-old, crosses the halfway line, takes a tumble. Gelhardt with the challenge, hasn't really been able to get into the game. Leeds striker Joe Gelhardt concedes the free kick. Cardiff have taken it quickly. Here's Sang. Sang plays wide to Mark Harris. Harris moving at speed, cuts in field. Rinamoto, floated ball forward, chested down, and finished by Shea Ojo to make it 2-0 to Cardiff. That is a goal of real quality from the championship team. Rinamoto again with the pinpoint pass, but Ojo absolutely superbly brought it down on his chest, finished it on the half volley, and what a story we've got on our hands here. Cardiff lead Leeds by 2-0.
Giant killing act on the way here, ABB. Fantastic Cardiff City goal again. Very similar actually to the first goal, where there's time and space for a Cardiff City player in the midfield area. Again, it's Rinamoto, gets his head up. The run from Ojo is brilliant. He's not tracked, he goes right through the centre of that Leeds defence. It's a lovely dink ball over the top. I think Firpo gets something actually on it, but Ojo's able to get the ball down on his chest and he just swings that right foot at it. I think Joe Robles gets something on it, but he can't react quick enough. Ojo's too close to him, fires it into the roof of the net. Unbelievable scenes.
Incredible stuff from Cardiff. Two fabulous goals for them, particularly that second one from Shea Ojo, only his second goal for the club. And well, Cardiff 2, Leeds 0. Just over half an hour played in the first half. Goal at Carrow Road. Flo Pollock watching this one.
Blackburn goal. They lead Norwich by 1-0, and it's an absolute gift from the Norwich defence. An underhit back pass leapt onto and finished off by Jack Vale. Norwich 0, Blackburn 1.
Stoke 1 up at Hartlepool. Derby through to the fourth round. Bristol City 1, Swansea 1. It finished. Cardiff 2, Leeds 0 here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Another great FA Cup afternoon underway. Full commentary of Manchester City Chelsea from 4:30 for you. So what has Jesse Marsh and what have his Leeds team got in response here? Pascal Strauch inside his own half, plays the pass to his left to Firpo. Plenty of time for Leeds to come back into this game. Ball forward from Llorente. Aronson controls it, plays back into his own half. Strauch sees space to the left, looks for Somerville. Somerville brings the ball down with the instep of his right boot and goes running at Sang. Support on the outside from Firpo, chases it down the left, stands the cross up to the far post, headed away to the edge of the box, and there's Ojo to clear with the left foot volley, throwing for Leeds wide on the right.
Yeah, lots of Cardiff City bodies back there as that ball is dinked to the far post from Somerville. Good defending on that far post by Joel Bagan, but really poor defending from Leeds United for the 2 goals. Time and space in that midfield area for Cardiff City players to get their head up, and nobody tracking the run of Shea Ojo. It's actually a deep run, a run that you can see as a defender or midfielder you can track. Nobody is communicating, nobody's going with the run. It's a really intelligent ball played by Rinamoto over the top, and he's still got a lot to do. Shea Ojo with a finish, does ever so well.
Ball's headed away by Curtis Nelson for Cardiff. Rinamoto this time gives it a big thump with his right foot, volleys the ball high in the air. Strauch heads it away. Cardiff fans excited now because Ojo's on the ball. He's running from right to left. He's looking for support from Bagan. That pass is asking way too much of Cardiff's left back. Bagan slides through and into Christensen. That is a free kick for Leeds, and that is another yellow card in this game, and I think that's probably justified.
He does catch him, but not to the levels that he's rolling around off the pitch, Christensen. I don't think it was one of those ones where you're looking to clear the ball up the line. Bagan's looking to get across and block the the clearance. He doesn't do that. Yes, there is contact, but I do think he's trying to milk that a little bit, Christensen, and get Joel Bagan the yellow card.
So 21 years ago, Leeds, as the Premier League leaders, came to Ninian Park up against then third tier Cardiff, went 1-0 up and lost that cup tie by 2-1, and here we are 21 years later, now against Championship side Cardiff and trailing them by 2-0 in the first half. Since that cup tie 21 years ago, the Cardiff record against Leeds is remarkable. Steve Crossman was mentioning this in the build-up to the game. They played each other 22 times since then, before this game. All of those games in the second tier of English football. 14 Cardiff wins, 5 draws, and only 3 Leeds victories. It's an amazing run.
I'm just waiting for the can we play you every week, Shan.
That's right.
That's got to come out soon.
10 minutes remaining in the first half. Strouk, long ball over the top. Somerville won't catch that, all the way through to Cardiff keeper Jack Anick. And a few boos and jeers can be heard away to our right. Jesse Marsh, arms crossed tightly across his chest, grimace on his face, looks vexed at the moment. You can understand why. Ball's cleared by Llorente, headed away by Simpson, chested down by Strouk. JB can't control it, battles for it with Rinomhota, fouls Rinomhota, who's done well for Cardiff in midfield. 2 wonderful balls from him for the goals.
Yeah, he's been excellent. You can understand the frustration from Jesse Marsh, because I think they've been the better of the 2 teams. They've looked more dangerous going forward, but you can't legislate for some of the defending, and it's not just the 2 centre-backs in the midfield in front as well. You're looking at the build-up to that kind of second goal. Mark Harris has the ball on this right-hand side, and Darko JB just vacates that midfield area, comes across. Harris just plays it inside to Rinomhota, and he's just got so much time and space to get his head up and play that ball over the top.
Cardiff 2, Leeds 0. Joel Robles, Leeds keeper, clears with his right foot. Nelson leans forward, heads it away. Harris plays the ball back to his right back, Sang. Loose pass forward from him, won by Greenwood on the halfway line for Leeds. Last 9 minutes of the first half. Cardiff 2, Leeds 0. Ball's given away by Llorente. Mark Harris has pace, and pace to burn, and away he goes down the right hand side. Flicks it back to Sawyers. Sawyers opens his body up, passes back to Curtis Nelson. Nelson rolls a slow pass across the halfway line to Bagan. Bagan collects it and plays it back to Simpson. Simpson looks up and hits a high diagonal to his right. Sang sprints towards the ball, lets it bounce twice. Nonto's onto him, gets a foot on it, and the ball goes out for a throw into Cardiff on the right.
And the crossfield ball just slightly under hit. And he wasn't quite sure what to do, was he? Tom Sang, go and meet it and control it, let it bounce. He let it bounce in the end, and the Cardiff City fans on his right hand side just letting him know that Nonto was in close attendance.
Sang's cross into that Leeds penalty area, surely not a third before half time. Cleared away, ball still in play, might break loose here to Isaac Davis. 21-year-old does well, plays it back to Sawyers. Sawyers across to Bagan, fancies the hit with his left foot, can't get it on target and slices it behind for a goal kick to Leeds. Cardiff 2, Leeds 0.
Certainly worth taking the strike on. Joel Bagan, good play from Isaac Davis. They've looked nervy, haven't they, Leeds, defensively, with the pace and the movement of Harris, Davis, Philogene over on that left hand side, causing a lot of problems.
Leeds bringing the ball out from their own half with Pascal Strouk. Low pass to his left to Firpo, up the line to Somerville, who's looked really dangerous all afternoon, has recovered well from that heavy fall he took in the first half. Knocked over here, Rinomhota goes chasing again, try and knock JB out of his stride. JB, high pass to his right, Christensen stretches, gets enough on the ball to keep it in play. He then can't beat Philogene. Philogene tries to dribble out of trouble. Christensen tackles him, knocks the balls into the shins of Philogene, goes behind for a Leeds corner.
Yeah, the first bit very good from Philogene. Tracks the runner, Christensen gets across, wins the ball, and then he's just trying to be a little bit too clever, almost trying to nutmegs Christensen in the corner there, gives the ball back to him. Now Cardiff City just giving away a needless corner off the back of that.
Sam Greenwood goes over to take it. 6 minutes remaining in the first half. Leeds attacking the goal away to our left, packing that Cardiff penalty area full of attacking white shirts. Greenwood with his bright orange boots curls that one in, and it's headed over the bar from close range, and that looked like a really good chance for Leeds to get on the score sheet in this game. Not being able to convert it, it remains Cardiff 2, Leeds 0.
I think it was a free header for Christensen, the right back, who actually won the corner for his team. You're looking at this Leeds United side and not blessed with massive amounts of height, so from a Cardiff City point of view, if you were to concede from a set piece, there would be disappointment. Free header with Christensen and our near post not able to direct the header on target.
Premier League teams knocked out so far: Newcastle, Brentford, Palace, Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest and Everton. Premier League teams who will no longer be playing in this year's FA Cup. Leeds could be another name added to that list. Now Jesse Marsh is trying to fire a bit more pace and intensity into his team. Lovely turn by Gelhardt, might be able to play in Aronson. Aronson racing through, Anik quickly off his line. Cardiff's keeper does really well, slides in and clears with his left foot.
Excellent starting position from Anik. You could say maybe the through ball slightly overhit, but I'll give credit to the goalkeeper. Good sweeper keeping there from him.
Nonto goes down on the edge of the Cardiff penalty area. No foul on him. Cardiff bring the ball away down the right-hand side. Mark Harris is tackled by Strauch. Throw in for Cardiff on the right. 5 minutes away from half-time at the moment. Cardiff leading Leeds 2-0. We've got Stoke 1-up at League 2 Hartlepool. Last we heard Blackburn 1-0 up at Norwich. Still Stockport 0, Walsall 0, and Hibs still 1-0 up away to Motherwell in the Scottish Premiership. Throw in Leeds. Firpo in towards Aronson. Takes it on his chest. Gets it back from Gelhardt. Aronson running down the inside left channel. Releases the ball to Nonto. Works it back onto his right foot. That cross comes in. Headed behind. Another Leeds corner. There's been a lot of threat, hasn't there, Danny, from Leeds?
There's been some good link up between the front four. They've looked dangerous. Nonto just pulling out on that left hand side on this occasion. Excellent ball into the box, well defended by Simpson, and they've caused Cardiff City quite a lot of problems with their movement and their pace.
Corner taken short. Here's Greenwood, curling ball. Anik's seen it from a long way off, throws himself at it. The Cardiff keeper punches it away with both hands, chased by Simpson down the byline, just about keeps it in play, clears with his left foot, and the throw-in is going to be in an attacking position for Leeds on the right, because I think the assistant referee was saying that curled out of play and then back into play. Leeds take it. Ball comes back to Aronson, quickly on to Greenwood, into central midfield to JB. Good 40-45 yards from the Cardiff goal. Cardiff defending a 2-0 lead at the moment against Premier League Leeds. Strauch looks like he might have overhit that pass. Somerville back pedals, heads the ball to keep it in play but can't control it. Cleared by Sang. And Strauch is saying that should be a Leeds throw. Doesn't get the decision. Strauch stuck a foot out, so did Isaac Davis, and the assistant referee says that is a throw to Cardiff.
There's good pressure from Isaac Davis again, though, as that ball gets played forward. That's a simple clearance back up the field for Strauch. If he doesn't put the work rate in, just putting him under pressure, ends up winning a throw for his side.
JB heads it forward for Leeds. Curtis Nelson volleys with his left foot to clear. Isaac Davis chases it, it's coming our way. Robles clears with his left foot into the fans behind us. Danny was up ready to power the header, weren't you? Back into play.
Yeah, good pressure again. No, Isaac Davis chasing lost causes again. That's a simple clearance for the goalkeeper. If he doesn't go and make it difficult for him, it gets Cardiff City up the field now, throwing on the edge of the Leeds' 18-yard box.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. What a first half it's been. Goals from Philogene and Ojo have Cardiff 2-0 in front. Mark Harris goes down, not going to get a free kick. Another goal in the game at Hartlepool. That's Premji.
Yeah, the upset definitely not on here now. Hartlepool 0, Stoke 2. Shades of offside, but Jacob Brown raced through, went round the keeper Ben Killip on the left-hand side and fired the shot low into the bottom corner. Hartlepool 0, Stoke 2.
Cardiff throw, attacking position on the right-hand side. Late in the first half, Sang takes it. Rinamoto makes a run. I think he did keep that in play. Strauch miscues, but the ball balloons up in the air. And goalkeeper Joel Robles is able to collect. Stockport against Walsall in the FA Cup. Charlie Slater. Hear from Charlie in just a second. Closing stages of the first half here at the Cardiff City Stadium. Stockport 0, Walsall 0. Latest scoreline I've got in front of me. That one also kicked off at 2 o'clock. Firpo up towards Nonto. JB plays a straight pass up that inside left channel. Nonto to Somerville. Back to JB again. Rolls the ball away from him with the studs of his right boot, plays it wide to Firpo on the left, looking for the run of Somerville on the outside. Sang intercepts and clears. Strauch heads the bouncing ball forward. Sawyer's a bit of pressure inside his own half. gets away from Gelhardt, and then it's played forward at pace by Bagan to Ojo. Ojo wide to Philogene. Lovely touch and turn from him. Great play. Releases Ojo on the left-hand side. Ojo just stumbles as he got to that ball, but he's managed to get away from Christensen. Here he is wide on the left-hand side, and there's a little flashy trick. Dances in the air.
A little bit early for that, ABB, I think.
Showboating.
Lovely combination played out between Ojo and Philogene.
Cardiff fans giving it the Olays. Leeds fans will not like that. Cardiff 2, Leeds 0. Ball back here with Rinomhota, who's created both of the goals. Rinomhota plays to his right. Sang crosses in with his right foot. That's blocked. Cardiff throw. They're in a great first half. 3 minutes of added time at the end of the first half, and they lead Leeds by 2-0.
They've very much grown into this game. Cardiff City, after a slow start where Leeds were the better of the two teams, they've actually played some really nice football at times. Leeds have looked to press Cardiff City high up the pitch, but they've been able to play their way kind of through the press and look a real threat on the counter-attack.
Sang chips the ball up in the air. Offside flag goes up against Rinomhota. Free kick for Leeds. Added time at the end of the first half. My father-in-law's going to be happy. He's a Cardiff fan. Quite often listens to his BBC Radio Wales, so I hope he's being loyal and tuned into us this afternoon. But I can see Rob Phillips and the team. Our colleagues at Radio Wales are here doing the commentary on the game as well. Rob in his trademark flat cap as the ball's played forward by Leeds. Would Rob have been commentating on the game in?
I would have thought
he
so.
Might have been, mightn't he?
Yeah.
He might have been back then, Rob.
I'd put my house on it, actually.
Would you?
That he
okay,
was.
we'll ask him. We'll ask him at the end of the game.
Yeah, he'll be pleased with what he's seeing now.
Yeah.
Robbie covers a lot of Cardiff Swansea games, and there hasn't been too much to shout about from a Cardiff City perspective so far this season, but I have to say this first half performance has been excellent. It really has.
Throwing down the right hand touchline. Cardiff in control of this cup tie at the moment. Jesse Marsh has some thinking to do. Throw in Cardiff on the right. Referee Jared Gillett just gives it a sharp blast on the whistle because he felt that the Cardiff boss Mark Hudson was taking his time in getting the ball back to his team. Sang's throw, header flicked on by Firpo, controlled by Llorente. Lofted ball downfield is headed away by Curtis Nelson. Sawyers with the next header, flick on by Mark Harris. Isaac Davis chases it, pinging around here off heads, shoulders, feet and everything, and now Isaac Davis trying to burst between two Leeds defenders, sandwiched there by Strauch and Llorente. They did their job and got the ball back to Joel Robles. Last minute then of the first half. 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Upset on the cards here. Cardiff leading Leeds by 2-0.
Yeah, they're not enjoying this. These two Leeds centre-backs, Strauch and Llorente. Isaac Davis there. Every time the ball goes forward, he's pressing, he's harassing, he's making a nuisance of himself. Two centre-halves know they're in a game.
Sang's throw down the right. Rodrigo is sitting on that Leeds bench. Jack Harrison is sitting on that Leeds bench as well, if Jesse Marsh is thinking early changes at the start of the second half. Ball loose inside the Cardiff half. Ojo passes to his left. Bagan curls the ball into the Leeds half, headed away by Llorente. Greenwood plays down the touchline. Foul on Gelhardt. Free kick Leeds. This will be the last action of the first half. Cardiff just got to switch on, concentrate and try and make sure they go in at half-time with their 2-goal lead.
Yeah, you just can't kick through the back of players here. Joe Bagan on Gelhardt, ball played into his feet, and sometimes you just have to accept that he's going to hold the ball up, but just really keen to win the ball, kicks through the back of him, gives a foul away.
So Cardiff 2, Leeds 0. Free kick Leeds, already 30 seconds beyond that minimum of 3 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. So this is going to have to go into the area. Aronson leaves it. Greenwood delivers it. In it comes to the edge of the box. It clears everyone. Christensen's about to control it. Listen to that roar from the home fans and the dejected reaction away to our right-hand side from the travelling fans, because Championship side Cardiff lead Leeds by 2-0 at half-time. And Danny Gavidan, we've been saying it throughout the first half, plenty of attacking threat and sharpness from Leeds. They've not been able to convert it into goals, and Cardiff have taken their chances really well.
Yeah, they've been clinical. You know, the first real opportunity really that Cardiff City had to kind of get in and around Leeds United's 18-yard box, and they score. Leeds United started the better of the two teams. That front four, that young inexperienced front four looked really sharp. They were causing some early problems, but once Cardiff City were able to kind of get a foothold in the game, get a bit of that team understanding, you look at the amount of changes that has been made to that starting 11, it's actually looked quite fluid. They've actually grown into that first half, and obviously the goal, getting that first goal, has given the team a lot of confidence, and to get the second is just an absolute bonus. From a Leeds point of view, defensively, really, really poor. Been good going forward, albeit haven't really worked the Cardiff City goalkeeper too much. Can't remember Anik having a shot really to save in that first half, but defensively, the two goals that they've conceded, which has been the story really of Leeds the last couple of seasons, really, really poor. That's why they find themselves behind in this game.
Those the thoughts of Danny Gabidon, 21 years ago, played in that incredible Cardiff win in the FA Cup, third round. Is it going to be happening all over again? We've not got the intensity or the intimidation of that cup tie, but we've certainly got the upset on the cards again. Half-time here in Cardiff. Cardiff lead Leeds by 2-0.
Danny, only once since March of last year have Cardiff scored more than a single goal in a home game, and here they are, 2-0 up against Premier League Leeds United. What is it about the FA Cup?
It's just different, Steve. It's just different. You just get a different kind of feeling with it. The pressure's off. I think the players, there's no fear going into this one. They're not really expected to do anything. I think the atmosphere within the crowd as well is different. There's no pressure in terms of them on the players, I don't think. And I think they fed off that kind of energy and that kind of atmosphere. And, you know, the first time Leeds United have been asked to defend, and they've kind of not been able to do it, and it's probably the best I've seen Cardiff City play for a long, long time. Now, you can talk about first half goals as well. I don't think they've scored many first half goals this season. Either goals have been an issue all round, so I think Mark Hudson will be absolutely delighted. He would have been a little bit unsure going into this one with the amount of changes that he's made to the starting 11, players that haven't had a lot of minutes. You're never quite sure how the team chemistry is going to be, but it's looked very, very good. After a slow start, the team have grown into the game. They've got 2 goals. They've given themselves something to hang on to. Yes, there's still work to be done, but I think the manager will be absolutely delighted with that first half performance from his players.
Steve, I think I can see Max Verber already warming up for Leeds United. So he's the new signing, recent arrival, the Austrian who plays at centre-back. So we've just been talking about Leeds defending in the first half. It looks like Max Verber might get...
He'll be on.
Yeah,
he'll be on. Pascal Struijk and Llorente alongside him have looked nervy, they've looked vulnerable, they struggled with the pace and the movement of Mark Harris, of Isaac Davis, Philogene on that left hand side. He just looks like a player who will give you a chance. You put him under pressure, he will make a mistake, he will make a rick, and he's looked uncomfortable up against the pace of those Cardiff City forwards.
By the way, just talking about that Cardiff team, we said they weren't bothered about the cup, didn't we, Danny? 8 changes. Look at that.
I'll tell you what, this might be the start 11 for the next league. You might have stumbled upon something here, Mark Hudson.
Well, it's unbelievable. And we had Phil Parkinson, the Wrexham manager, on earlier today, and he was saying, as a manager, you can foster a cup atmosphere. You can really take a hold and squeeze as much as possible out of the fact that the atmosphere around a club changes. Cardiff needed a change of atmosphere, and maybe the cup's given them that.
I think it has, and I think just to see fans here as well. Some of the best atmospheres that have been created in this Cardiff City Stadium over the last few years have been when the Wales national team have played here. It's been a fan base that have been frustrated for a long period with how the club's been run. They haven't seen a long-term plan from the club, an owner that's not present, an owner that doesn't want to really invest in the team anymore, and there's been so many kind of off the field frustrations for the fans. But when you throw an FA Cup tie in, all that almost gets forgotten about a little bit. I think the Cardiff City fans know that Leeds going to bring a big following. Obviously the history of the 2002 game as well, I think, adds to that, and it's just a different kind of feel, a different kind of pressure, and I think the players then just kind of feed off that. It's almost like a valve kind of being released, and you can just go out and play a little bit freer. I'm looking at Philogene and Shea Ojo in that first half. We haven't seen performances from them in a Cardiff City shirt this season. Talented players, but so inconsistent. But today it just looks like the handbrake's off and they're playing with confidence. They've both scored, and yes, that helps from a confidence side of things, but it just looks like a very kind of different Cardiff City team. They're playing with a lot more kind of freedom, and they've got to keep that up now. Second half is far from over, Steve. It really is.
Can't buy a win in the Championship, but what a first half for Cardiff City in the FA Cup. Cardiff 2, Leeds 0. Jaden Philogee and Shea Ojo with the goals for Mark Hudson's side. Doesn't look like we're on for a shock at Victoria Park, though. Half-time in the game between League 2 Hartlepool and Championship Stoke City. Naz Premji.
Yes, Steve. Hartlepool 0, Stoke City 2. Alex Neil's side on their way to round 4. Ewan Murray diverted Josh Tymon's left-sided cross into his own net for the first. Jacob Brown played in behind the Hartlepool backline, and Brown rounded keeper Killip and slotted home nicely for 2-0. Josh O'Meara with a turn and shot, and Jack Hamilton with an early header. The best chances for the League 2 side. They've got it all to do to force anything here. Hartlepool 0, Stoke City 2 at the break.
Tough first half for David Wagner in his new job as Norwich City manager. They're at home to fellow Championship side Blackburn. Flo Pollock.
Yeah, frustrating first half for David Wagner's Norwich. They trail Blackburn by a 0-0, and it was a goal that produced a massive groan from the Norwich fans here at Carrow Road. An underhit back pass left Norwich goalkeeper Tim Krul stranded, and Blackburn nicked the ball back with Jack Vale firing into an empty net. And Ben Brereton Diaz nearly doubled Blackburn's lead in the final play of the game, but he fired over when clean through. At the break, here it is, Norwich 0, Blackburn 1.
What about the all League 2 clash at Edgeley Park? Stockport Walsall, Charlie Slater.
Stockport 0, Walsall 0. Visitors the better team in the first half. More of the ball, more of the chances. The two best anyway. A massive shout as well for a penalty in stoppage time just a moment ago. Tom Knowles brought down. Might have been a penalty for me. I've seen him given, but the ref waved it away. They also had chances from Douglas James Taylor and Isaac Hutchinson, both brilliantly saved by the Stockport keeper Ben Hinchcliffe. Stockport came into the game in the last 5 minutes of the half, but the Walsall fans will be the happier of the supporters, apart from getting a right old soaking in the away end with no roof. Stockport 0, Walsall 0.
Right, we'll be at the Etihad for the first time this afternoon to have our first look ahead to Manchester City versus Chelsea. We're bringing you full commentary of that game in the FA Cup third round at 4:30. And we've got the second half to come at the Cardiff City Stadium. Cardiff 2, Leeds United 0. Another FA Cup shock very much on the cards. So much more to come after the news with Richard Foster.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The head of the Royal College of Nursing says there's a chink of optimism in her union's pay dispute after Rishi Sunak said he'd be open to a deal that's responsible and affordable. But Pat Cullen says strike action will still go ahead in 10 days because talks planned for tomorrow aren't about the core issues.
This is not about negotiations tomorrow. It's not about nurses' pay, and it's not addressing the issues that are our dispute, and that is addressing pay for 22-23.
Industrial actions also affecting schools. Teachers' strikes are planned in Scotland this week, and ballots are underway for walkouts elsewhere in the UK. Jeff Barton's the General Secretary of the Association of School and College Leaders.
It's an extraordinary and I think dispiriting, bleak sign of the times, which comes from, I think, if I'm being honest, a government which over the years has felt pretty tribal. I think they see people like me, someone who's a former head teacher now leading a union, of the people who are the problem rather than the solution. That's frustrating.
A man's been charged with murder after human remains were found in a pond in Essex on New Year's Eve. Police say the body of Philip Lewis, who was 59, had been in the water for weeks. Lee Clark, who's 52, is due in court tomorrow. Russia's defence ministry claims to have killed more than 600 Ukrainian soldiers in a rocket strike it's described as a revenge attack. Moscow's military commanders have been criticised over the deaths of dozens of Russian soldiers in a Ukrainian attack over the new year. There's been no independent confirmation of the latest strike. A teacher from Virginia who was shot by a 6-year-old pupil is showing signs of improvement. Abby Swerner suffered life-threatening injuries after being shot with a handgun at a school in the city of Newport News on Friday. The child is still in police custody. And there have been emotional reunions at airports in China after the country reopened its borders for the first time since the start of COVID. Passengers no longer need to quarantine and Chinese people are allowed to go abroad.
3 words: grand, theft, auto. Or as millions of us know it, GTA.
It involves stealing cars,
innovative,
joyriding,
provocative,
and being chased by police cars.
Fun.
I'm Bugsy Malone, and this is my grandest game. For 25 years now, it's been one of the most controversial games on the planet.
What earthly good can come from producing a game that allows you to behave like this?
I'm one of the very best. It said a lot to me about my life when I needed it most. And that's a story that's going to get told.
Bugsy Malone, My Grandest Game.
Out now on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Live Sport
with Steve Crossman.
Afternoon, welcome back to 5 Live Sport. Shock on the cards at the Cardiff City Stadium. Cardiff 2, Leeds United 0, half-time in the FA Cup third round. After we're done there, we'll be off to the Etihad Stadium. 4:30 kick-off, full commentary for Manchester City versus Chelsea. That's where we find our correspondent John Murray. Afternoon, John.
Good afternoon.
Have a good feeling about this one, do you?
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Well,
I do.
I hope you're right. I think there's a lot in this. I think after the meeting on Thursday night, I think the way that Chelsea were able to perform in that match, but they lost it and are still where they are in the Premier League, sort of bang mid-table. It feels like Graham Potter could really do with the result. He could do with pulling something out here. But at the same time, you know, Manchester City have their stated ambition, don't they, of winning everything that they're in, and it's a home match for them. And, you know, they were better than Chelsea in the end the other night.
I suppose it's that, you know, you expect a strong Chelsea team because you say Graham Potter needs a result, and you expect a strong Manchester City team because you almost get that from Pep Guardiola in the FA Cup.
Yes, in any competition, actually, League Cup as well. You know, it's a bit difficult to talk about it just before we get the confirmed team news because, you know, it could be almost anything, couldn't it? And from Chelsea's point of view, the players who are missing there, you know, if Mason Mount is not available today and Pulisic after his injury the other night, you know, it could be as many as 10 first-team players who are not available for Graham Potter, and that's a huge number for any club, any squad.
Yeah, and in fairness to him, he's not done much moaning about it, but you could understand if he did, because there are very, very few clubs having to deal with that level of injury issue.
Yeah, but the fact is that at Chelsea, when £250 million was spent during the course of last summer, and when they've just spent £35 million or thereabouts on a central defender from Monaco over the course of the last few days, you know, it doesn't matter what the problems are for Chelsea. The expectation is that they are going to be up there challenging for honours.
And for City, as you said before, it's all important. Every competition is important. But actually, even if we do see a couple of younger faces, there have been a couple of younger faces who've come in and shown they're very much up to the task of playing in his first team.
Yeah, Rico Lewis obviously being the player most prominently that you're talking about. There's a great quote from Pep Guardiola in the match programme today. It's peak Guardiola quote, which says... he says, the FA Cup is recognised everywhere across the world as the most beautiful domestic tournament there is. So he's only won it once, and he makes a very strong case for why he wants to win it again. But I think, you know, whether Rico Lewis plays, every chance he might do in this match, I think from Chelsea's point of view, with the team selection of the players that he does have to choose from, what does he do with Aubameyang? Having not started the other night, was the intention for Aubameyang to start this game? And will that still be the case after the lack of performance that he put in the other night, subbed as a substitute? And also the young players who came on, Chukwuemeka and Hutchinson who came on, Gallagher as well, and Lewis Hall, you know, do they get an opportunity now to start this match, given the way that they played in the latter part of the match on Thursday night?
We'll find out shortly. John, thank you very much. Correspondent John Murray, full commentary on the way from the Etihad at 4:30. Important games at both ends of Rugby Union's Gallagher Premiership. Today, the league's bottom two sides, London Irish and Bristol, kick off at 3. Harlequins, who were third, welcome second place, sail to the Stoop at the same time. Adam Whitty is there for us.
Yes, good afternoon. We're just underway at Twickenham Reservoir, it seems. We've had a pitchfork, a heavy roller and a leaf blower on the pitch to try and make it playable after torrential rain here for this second against third clash. However, these two teams are further apart than the table would suggest. Sale, the only team that looked capable of touching Saracens at the top of the Premiership, are unchanged after battering Leicester last week. They're 7 points clear of Quins, who have lost their last 2, and badly. Director of Rugby Tabai Matson makes 4 changes and brings in the heavies. Erne Herbst and Wilco Lowe return to try and turn a worrying run of form around. Quins have been lucky that the teams around them lost this weekend, so another defeat won't be terminal for a playoff spot, but a Sale win would put them clear of the pack in the race for the top 4. We're underway, no score so far at the Stoop.
Let's check in on the snooker. Opening session of the first match at the Masters has concluded between Neil Robertson and Sean Murphy. Jamie Broughton's at the Alexandra Palace.
And it's advantage Sean Murphy. He leads by 3 frames to 1 at the mid-session interval. It was Robertson, though, who made the strongest start. He opened up the defending champion with a break of 73, but then Murphy hit back with breaks of 98 and 53. So he's 3-1 up at the mid-session interval. 6 is the target for victory and a place in the quarterfinals.
Right, looks like we are just about ready for the second half to get underway at the Cardiff City Stadium with a big shock on the cards. Your commentary team, Danny Gabidon and Ali Bruceborg.
That's because Championship side Cardiff lead Leeds Leeds by 2-0. Goals from Philogene and Ojo in the first half. We saw the new Austrian signing Max Werber going through a warm-up right at the start of the half-time interval. Leeds have not made any changes as yet, though. Trailing Cardiff by 2-0. Max Werber is not on the field as yet. Cardiff made 8 changes ahead of this game from their New Year's Day defeat at Blackburn. No wins in 7 for them coming into this one. Leeds made 7 changes for this game after the 2-2 draw against West Ham in midweek. Back underway, Joel Robles is in goal for Leeds. He's in a almost black, dark grey goalkeeping uniform, number 22 on his back. He's in that goal away to our left-hand side. Leeds in white, Cardiff in blue. Leeds have Robles in goal. Rasmus Christensen, Diego Llorente, Pascal Strout Jr., Firpo as a back 4. Sam Greenwood and Darko JB, the 18-year-old in midfield. Brendan Aronson on the right. Crescencio Somerville on the left-hand side. Wilfred Gnonto playing off Joe Gelhardt through the middle. And Leeds need to come out and get going early and get on the front foot, and that's what they're trying to do. Gnonto, though, is run off the ball by Mark Harris, much bigger, stronger man. Harris then goes down. No free kick for Cardiff. Leeds will recycle and start to attack again down the left with the little figure of Gnonto to another fairly diminutive figure of Aronson. They are quite physically quite a small team of lots of clever technical ball players, Leeds. Here is Aronson, corner of the box, plays it back to Darko JB, who's taller, making his run down the left-hand side, tries a step over. Harris tackles him. His clearance is blocked by Firpo, and it goes behind for a goal kick to Cardiff. Here's Danny Gabardon.
Yeah, I thought we might see 1 or 2 possible changes for Leeds United. Maybe Jesse March has given it that speech in the dressing room. You got us into this mess, get us out of it. Might give it maybe 10-15 minutes. We saw the new signing, Max Werber, warming up. Thought he might possibly come on at half-time because they have been poor defensively, Leeds. What they need to do second half, they need concerted pressure. They need to retain possession. They need to a little bit more end product from the front 4. When Cardiff City win the ball back, they need to get it back quickly. That was something they did really well the first 5-10 minutes of the first half, where Cardiff City found it difficult to get out. But as the first half then wore on, Cardiff City started to find a little bit more space, and they found it easier to counter-attack and get up the field. I think it's really important for Leeds out of possession as well to be really aggressive, press high, win the ball back and try and force mistakes and keep that pressure on.
Throwing down the left-hand touchline from Cardiff's left back Joel Bagan, only a 3rd appearance for the club for the 21-year-old today, and it's going pretty smoothly so far. Ball's come off him and gone out for a throw into Leeds though on the right-hand side. I'll give you the Cardiff team in a second. We know that this Jesse Marsh Leeds team is capable of comebacks, has been involved in some real high-scoring thrillers this season, so Cardiff will know this is far from over, leading 2-0, and Leeds playing across the halfway line to Christensen. Greenwood passes the ball out of play, can't find Gelhardt, so 8 changes for Cardiff. Jack Anick all in pink away to our right in goal. Tom Sang, the right back, is on a yellow card. Joel Bagan, the left back, also on a yellow card. Curtis Nelson and Jack Simpson are the centre-back pairing today. Andy Rinomota and Romain Sawyers in central midfield. Rinomota with 2 great passes to create the 2 goals for Cardiff. Shea Ojo, Jaden Philogene, Mark Harris, with 21-year-old Isaac Davis playing as the centre forward. Here's JB striding forward for Leeds. Slightly loses his footing, loses the ball as well. Cardiff thought there was a handball from Christensen, not spotted by the assistant referee. Gelhardt battling hard for the ball for Leeds, midway inside the Cardiff half. Gnonto lays it back to Firpo. Firpo's back heel, nice to Gnonto. He's got Gelhardt to his right. Just shuffles his way towards the edge of the box, lays it off to Aronson. Aronson floats the ball to Christensen, heads it back across goal, headed away by Bagan, nodded back in by Sam Greenwood for Leeds, and well dealt with in the end by Curtis Nelson. Powerful header away. That's a Leeds throw. Cardiff 2, Leeds 0.
They might have to do a lot of that second half, Cardiff. They've already done what's been a struggle for them all season long. They've got a couple of goals, so the forwards have certainly done their job in the first half. Second half becomes about keeping those energy levels, the work rate high, working for each other, organisation, making it really difficult for Leeds to come back into the game.
Blue skies above us, sunshine is out. Sliding challenge from Greenwood's a good one on Isaac Davis. Aronson controls the pass forward well. 2 blue shirts in front of him, lays it off to Gelhardt, who was off balance, plays the pass back to Christensen. Greenwood is caught. That'll be a free kick for Leeds. There's been a goal at Hartlepool. Naz Premji.
Hartlepool 0, Stoke 3. Another own goal from Hartlepool, this time from Roland Meniesi. It's another crossing from the right and diverted into his own net by the Hartlepool defender. Hartlepool 0, Stoke 3.
Leeds free kick, wide on the right-hand side, right under the nose of the manager, Jesse Marsh. Last words of instruction from him to Brendan Aronson, who runs over the ball, leaves it for Greenwood. High swinging one to the back post, attacked by Christensen. The ball drops to Strout, plays it back to Somerville. Somerville stretches to play a first-time pass back to Strout. Cross comes in, too close to the keeper, Jack Anick, who grabs it easily at the near post and just stays lying down on top of the ball.
Yeah, centre-half's cross there from Strout, turned away, created the space well, no pressure on him, should have done better with the cross. Leeds will be looking for that early goal. If they can get an early goal, right back in the game.
Rodrigo has been given the nod. He is coming on shortly for Leeds, it looks like, and Max Verber, who was warming up at half-time, the Austrian centre-back, looks like he might be coming back on as well. In fact, at the moment, they've just been sent down the other end of the field to go and warm up. They were warming up in front of the Leeds fans, but instead they've been sent down the other end to warm up in front of the Cardiff fans.
Yeah, it might not be too long until we see Rodrigo. He has been their main goal getter this season in the absence of Patrick Bamford, 10 goals.
Here's Romain Sawyers for Cardiff, plays it to Philogene, who plays with a black headband wrapped around his forehead and ears, keeps the hair tied down tight. Sawyers, tall, powerfully built midfielder, takes the free kick to Bagan. Here's Ojo. Ojo rolls it out to Philogene. Philogene has got a trick or two, runs straight into Sam Greenwood. Greenwood holds him off as Philogene tries to get back at him. Greenwood's pass is blocked and goes out for a throw-in to Leeds on the right. Full-time scores in the Women's FA Cup third round so far today. Charlton beat MK Dons 3-1. Birmingham beaten Huddersfield by 4 goals to 0. Leeds women beat Stoke 3-1. London City Lionesses 1-0 winners against Portsmouth. Durham won 1-0 away to Peterborough. Sheffield United beat Nottingham Forest by 3 goals to 0. Wimbledon 1, Gillingham 0. Those full-time results in the third round of the Women's FA Cup. Other ties ongoing. Here's Gelhardt, pacey striker for Leeds, running forward. Pass is intercepted. Throw in for Leeds. Jesse Marsh slings it to Christensen, takes it quickly, looks for Somerville. He stretches, he can't control it. Drops his head in disappointment. That'll be a goal kick for Cardiff. Cardiff 2, Leeds 0. 7.5 minutes already gone in the second half. So the tale of woe for Leeds in terms of the FA Cup third round last 5 seasons. Losing at Newport against QPR. Arsenal, I remember that game as a championship team, played well but lost that one. Crawley as a Premier League team, lost that one against League 2 Crawley. And then last season against West Ham, and it could be 6 in a row in the third round if they lose this one here at Cardiff. JB jumps to win a header. Aronson leaps to win the next one. Ball full to Sawyers outside of his right foot. Nice pass wide to his right. Harris speeding away down the right. Low cross hits Strout. Goes behind for a Cardiff corner.
Good play for Mark Harris on that right hand side. He's looking to a fireball in low into that near post. Strout getting back and making the interception. But again, similar to the first half, Leeds probably starting the brighter of the two teams. 5-6 minutes gone, but Cardiff City forcing a corner here. Opportunity to service the box.
Corner taken short. Little 1-2, and then the cross comes in from Ojo deep into the far post. Simpson heads it back across goal. Aronson flicks a header away. It's not out of the Leeds penalty area just yet. Now a chance for JB to bring it away. No one really ahead of him for Leeds. And Cardiff play the ball back to their goalkeeper, Jack Anick. Anick with his left foot drives the ball to his left. It's beyond Sawyers. And out for a throw into Leeds. Double change coming for Leeds. Let's check in on another third round tie that kicked off at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Stockport Walsall being watched by Charlie Slater.
8 minutes gone in the second half. It's still 0-0, but Walsall thought they'd found the opener a moment ago. Liam Gordon, who's been like flashed down the left hand side this afternoon, nutmegged the keeper, put it in the far corner of the net, but the linesman's flag went up. He could have only been half a yard off. Still 0-0.
Stoke 3-0 up at Hartlepool. Derby through. They beat Barnsley by 3 goals to 0 in a 12:30 kick-off. Bristol City Swansea goes to a replay. That finished 1-1 at Ashton Gate. Isaac Davis chasing a ball down the left for Cardiff. 2 defenders on him. He goes down. No free kick. Leeds have got to hurry. Joel Robles spins the ball in front of him. Takes the goal kick short, and Strout now with a real urgency brings the ball up towards the halfway line. Little 1-2 with the 18-year-old JB. Then Strauch strokes it to his left. Firpo picks up the pace, gives it to Nonto. Nonto running at Sang. Sang sticks a right leg out, makes a good tackle. Nonto is down hurt. No free kick, cleared by Mark Harris. And Strauch intercepts with his left foot, but the ball goes out for a Cardiff throw, and now Nonto is going to need some assistance.
Yeah, really well-timed tackle there from Tom Sang, considering he's on a yellow card as well. He can't get one of those challenges wrong, so he'll be seeing red, but Nonto just running at him, looking to do a similar move to what he tried to do for the penalty, where he cuts inside and then just chops it back quickly to go to the byline, and he reads it. Excellent tackle.
Looks like it's going to be triple change actually for Leeds. Cody Drammer, another player getting ready to come on. So Max Verber, Cody Drammer, who may well come on for Firpo, and Rodrigo, who, as Danny was saying, has been the goal scorer this season in the absence of Patrick Bamford. 10 goals to his name, so he's just adjusting shirt and shorts and getting ready to go.
Yeah, I'd expect Cody Drammer to get a decent reception for the Cardiff City fans as well. He was here on loan last season, was excellent. Played a massive part in actually just getting Cardiff City away from those relegation places.
So let's wait and see what sort of reception he gets from the home fans, who are happy at the moment, leading Premier League Leeds 2-0, cleared by Christensen downfield. Ball is headed away by Simpson for Cardiff, chested down by Greenwood. Philogene comes rushing in to win it for Cardiff. Lots of blue shirts and white shirts clustered about in the centre circle. The ball breaks loose. Sawyers plays to his left to Bagan. Bagan chips it down the left-hand side. Llorente runs across, not only controls it on the run, but plays a nice measured pass down the right to Christensen. Slides it forward to Aronson. This could be promising for Leeds. Somerville will chase the pass, covered by Nelson, and Jack Hannick comes racing off his line, sliding forward and grabs it for Cardiff.
Yeah, poor pass from Aronson. Overhit the run from Somerville down the side of Simpson, didn't allow him to get there. Hannick sweeps up. Clever pass, as you say, from Christensen. Just that one pass just took 2 or 3 Cardiff City players out of the game and allowed Leeds United to counter-attack quickly, but the final ball again, really poor.
Ball is back now with the Leeds goalkeeper, Joel Robles. Cardiff went forward quickly there. Isaac Davis was in a battle with Pascal Strauch. Strauch won it, played back to his goalkeeper. JB is able to bring the ball up to the halfway line. Can't find a teammate with the pass. He's going to be worried now because Mark Harris onto it for Cardiff, who goes sprinting away down the right, stops in his tracks, plays it back to Rinomota. Rinomota low to his left to Ojo. Ojo quickly on to Philogene. The 2 goal scorers combining. Philogene up towards the edge of the area, just dropping a shoulder, trying to make space for the shot. Sang was about to shoot there, having received the pass. Nonto with the challenge, and the ball goes out for a throw into Leeds on the left, who are still waiting to make the triple change. I think it might come now. Cardiff 2, Leeds 0, 13 minutes played in the second half, and we have full commentary of Manchester City Chelsea on the way on 5 Live and BBC Sounds this afternoon from 4:30. John Murray and Izzy Christensen, your commentary team for that one. Sports Extra will bring you Aston Villa against Stevenage in full. Stevenage having a great season in League 2, so what can they do at Villa Park this afternoon? Pat Murphy will provide the updates here on 5 Live. Christensen leaps, can't control the pass, which was fired out wide to him, and the Cardiff fans love that as it goes out for a throw-in to them.
Yeah, should have got that down really. Christensen overlapping on our right hand side. Good crossfield ball by JB. Poor control. No surprise to see the changes from Jesse March. I think he could have done this actually at half time, to be honest with you.
So Rodrigo coming on for Somerville is one of the changes. Christensen, the right back, has come off straight away, even though his number's not gone up, and JB is coming off as well. Verba, the centre back, comes on. Cody Drammer is coming on, and Rodrigo is already on. So Cody Drammer's gone. Where's he going to go? Let's have a look.
Oh, it looks like Max Verber's gone into midfield.
Yeah, you're right.
Inside Greenwood. Drammer, you'd expect to come and play right back. Straight replacement for Christensen.
Crescencio Somerville just comes back. He'd marched off the pitch and then realised he'd forgotten to shake his manager's hand, and I think just to avoid any unwanted headlines or people talking or whatever, just sensibly came back and they exchanged a little high five. Firpo's ball to Rodrigo, tries to get the shot away on the turn, not enough power. Back it comes Verba. First touch for Leeds is a shot on goal, and it's well blocked by Rinomota and goes out for a throw into Leeds on the left.
Yeah, fully committed there, Rinomota, but straight away the ball into Rodrigo inside the 18-yard box, looking to spin and get a shot away, end product straight away from a substitute.
Cardiff half an hour away from a cup upset, leading Leeds by 2-0. Nonto's cross in, dealt with at the near post, slice clearance away, goes out for another throw into Leeds. You just feel that pressure is building a little bit. Jesse Marsh has made the change, he's acted, 3 changes at once.
Yeah, but this is what they need to do. They need to retain possession, they need to just pen Cardiff City back in their half, keep recycling the ball, keep working the ball, probing, getting into the box.
So Drama on right hand side, might be interested in that ball across the Cardiff penalty area. Here he comes, black gloves matching his black boots. Pass back to Greenwood. Greenwood looking for the run of Aronson, intercepted by Philogene, who slipped. Greenwood onto the loose ball, cross comes in, blocked by Ojo, corner for Leeds in front of those 6,500 Leeds fans. Away to our right, Cardiff 2, Leeds 0.
He's done a decent job on his left hand side. Philogene and Ojo obviously in the team for their attacking prowess, but they've worked ever so hard kind of defensively, tracking back and covering for each other. Ojo on that occasion.
Sam Greenwood, one of these Leeds youngsters, just 20, takes this corner with his right foot, whipped in at pace, headed away to the edge of the box. Aronson chests it down, leaps in the air. Bagan just clears it straight up in the air. Gelhardt tries to get into position to challenge for the ball. Nelson beats him to it. Mark Harris heads back into midfield. Davis's pass is intercepted. It breaks to Aronson. Aronson, 25 yards out. Support on his right from Greenwood into that Cardiff penalty area. 2 blue shirts right in front of him. What can Greenwood do here? He can get across into the far post, headed away by Sang, the right back for Cardiff. Drama gets his body in the way. Aronson was caught on the edge of the box. Play continues, he's back on his feet. Greenwood's cross is blocked. That'll spin behind for another Leeds corner.
Yeah, good from both sides. Leeds probing, winning the ball back quickly, going again, but plenty of Cardiff City bodies back there inside that 18-yard box, just making life difficult.
Corner then for Leeds, trailing Cardiff by 2-0. Sam Greenwood has both arms in the air. Again, delivery with his right foot into the near post, headed down and wide. Strauch got good contact on the ball, angled header, bounced down and has spun wide of the far post. Great chance.
Should have scored. Doesn't get enough on the header, as you say. Excellent delivery from Greenwood. That away swinging delivery, free header, probably slightly towards, makes his run slightly towards the near post, and he's looking to glance the header to the far post, just evades it, but should have done better.
Big chance at Stockport, I'm hearing. Stockport against Walsall. Charlie Slater.
Oh, what a chance, what a sitter. 62 minutes gone, still 0-0. Balling down the left-hand side for Stockport, who've suddenly come alive. It's fallen to Isaac Olafe, who's 3 yards out. It's just hit him, and it's gone wide on his debut. Stockport fan turns round in front of me, mouth open, and then he mouths a couple of words, which I can't repeat. Still 0-0, though.
20-year-old Ollie Tanner coming on for Cardiff. They lead Leeds by 2-0. Harlequins against Sale. There's been a try, Adam Whitty.
There has, and Tom O'Flaherty has got his 3rd try in 3, running it on the right-hand side to make it Harlequins 3, Sale 7. That's the good news. The bad news for Sale and England fans, Tom Curry limping off injured after 16 minutes. But Sale on top, they lead by 7 points to 3 with 20 minutes gone.
20-year-old Ollie Tanner then comes on for 21-year-old Isaac Davis. 18 minutes gone in the second half. Cardiff leading Leeds by 2-0. Now there has been a goal at Stockport. Charlie.
And what a goal! Danny Johnson looks up from 30 yards and thinks, why not? And why not? On the half volley, the keeper stretches, he gets his gloves to it, but he can't keep it out. Johnson with his 14th of the season. The Walsall fans behind that goal go ballistic. They lead by 1-0.
Chance for Leeds, edge of the Cardiff penalty area. Greenwood hits the shot, a lot of bodies in there. The shot gets blocked. Leeds continue to press. Here's Brendan Aronson. Aronson to his right, finds the substitute Cody Drama. Aronson plays infield. Here's Verber, the Austrian, recently been signed by Leeds. Drama back to Greenwood. Again, here's Verber. Verber with his left foot just lays it off to Strauch. Strauch now trotting forward. Curling low pass out to Nonto on the left. Nonto running at Sang. Sang gets his body in the way. Last touch came off Sang. That'll be a corner for Leeds. Cardiff 2, Leeds 0.
He's done a good job though, Tom Sang. He's been in that situation on a number of occasions, those 1v1 situations.
Corner taken quickly, short to Greenwood. Cross comes in. There's the header, there's the goal. Leeds United back in it. It's the substitute Rodrigo. Got into a great position. Jack Anick got a hand to it. He couldn't keep it out. And now it is game on in the FA Cup because it's Cardiff 2, Leeds 1.
Well, the pressure's been building. He felt that the goal was coming without Leeds really creating anything clear cut, but just penning Cardiff City back, just moving them left to right, probing, and they just switch off Cardiff City from the corner. That's the disappointment. A chance to get all your players back and set where you want them, and they take a quick corner. It's a little short one, and it's whipped in to that near post. It's Rodrigo with a free header, and it gets something on it, but the header's just too powerful, can't keep it out. Leeds United right back in this tie.
Set up beautifully now, great atmosphere inside the stadium. Cardiff fans a little more apprehensive, Leeds fans on their feet, roaring their team on. 25 minutes to play. Cardiff 2, Leeds 1. Rodrigo off the bench. Jesse Marsh, credit to him, triple change. Had to do it really, Danny. Good changes made.
We had to do something. You could say possibly got the starting 11 wrong, the selection. Yeah. You know, when your manager has to make changes that many, that kind of early in the game, start of the second half, then maybe you have to question the manager a little bit in his selection. But he's got the reaction he's looking for.
Greenwood on the dribble for Leeds, up to the edge of the box. Ball is loose, here's Rodrigo, lovely little turn from him, blue shirts all around him, plays the pass to his left, couldn't find Verber. Philogene brings it away for Cardiff, passes slightly behind Tanner. What a challenge that is from Max Verber, throws himself at the ball from 5 yards away, slides in, makes the block, and Jesse Marsh, you can see pointing and saying, did you see that? That's what I want.
Yeah. Fans still love a good block as well, don't they?
They do.
Big we're all about the goals and assists and all that, but just hear the noise there just from Verber doing that, getting across, blocking that intended clearance.
Yeah, that's how to make yourself popular with your new fans. Headed down the line from Ojo. So plenty of time left in this game. 24 minutes plus added time, and still full commentary of Manchester City Chelsea to come here on 5 Live from 4:30, and the 4th round draw as well, which will be just after 4 o'clock. What's going on at Carrow Road? Norwich Blackburn. Flo Pollock.
Norwich still trail Blackburn by 1-0, but this second half Blackburn have sat deep, defended. Norwich have come out and really put the pressure on, and Daniel Sinani should have just scored. He had a free header 3 yards out, looped it over. As it stands, Norwich 0, Blackburn 1.
What about Hartlepool Stoke? Naz Premji.
Hartlepool 0, Stoke 3. Stoke in cruise control here. Those 2 own goals, and of course Jacob Brown's effort separating these sides. And Dwight Gale is on. Great to see him back after his injury for Stoke. Hartlepool 0, Stoke 3.
Full time in the Scottish Premiership. Motherwell 2, Hibs 3. It finished 4 o'clock. Dundee United against Rangers. Rangers starting the day with a game in hand on Celtic, but 12 points behind them in the title race. Leeds trying to get back into this cup tie. Well, they have got back into it. They're now 2-1 down rather than 2-0 down. Now searching for the equaliser. Nonto can't keep the ball in play. Goal kick for Cardiff here. Another try in the game between Harlequins and Sale. Here's Adam Whitty.
And Sale have got it to push further clear. They've dominated the early start to this match. All started with a Manu Tuolangi break. Few phases. Big defence from Quins, but they couldn't hold out Rob de Pree to go over just left of the post. It's Quins 3, Sale Sharks 12 with 25 minutes gone.
Latest scorelines in the Women's FA Cup 3rd round games ongoing. Sunderland 1 up at Blackburn. Crystal Palace leading Watford by 4-1. Lewis 4-0 up on the London Bees, and West Brom 2-1 up away to Liverpool. Burnley Norwich kicks off at 4 o'clock. Midway through the second half, some cup tie this one, just as it was 21 years ago. Very different in feeling and in terms of the way it's played out, but certainly Leeds went in as the favourites. Both teams made lots of changes. Cardiff with the 2 goals in the first half. Jesse Marsh has made the triple change. Leeds back into the game, searching for another goal to try and get it to 2-2, and here's Llorente in the centre circle, across to Greenwood. Greenwood slips, Ojo gets a foot in, the ball runs to Mark Harris, handball by Sam Greenwood, I think. Free kick for Cardiff.
He just slipped in the middle of the field there. Greenwood just allowed Ojo to step in, and then just panics, has to give the foul away. Ball hits his hand, but Matt Hudson will be disappointed with a goal conceded. You know, with the quality that Leeds have, if they kind of open you up with a brilliant bit of play, you can half understand that, but to go to sleep from a corner, you know, you're looking at the Cardiff City players, they're just expecting the ball to come straight into the box. So 5 or 6 of them almost turn their back, and then they don't react quick enough. Free header for Rodrigo.
That's Danny Gabidon with us here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. all the reaction, debate, analysis, interviews, and the Football Daily podcast available for you on the BBC Sounds app. Make sure you download the app, subscribe to the Football Daily, and then it'll be there for you every single day. Highlights tonight of the FA Cup games, match of the day, BBC One at 10:30, and you can have your say on 5 Live on 6:06 with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton after our commentary of Manchester City against Chelsea this evening. Already plenty to talk about, certainly from this game. Here's Strauch across to Llorente, 20 minutes to play. Leeds getting ready to make another change. Strauch plays across here to Junior Firpo. Layoff from Rodrigo goes astray, can't find Nonto. Strauch steps in to intercept the pass forward. Verba plays it back to Firpo. Firpo sees a bit of space and crosses the halfway line and gets away from Romain Sawyers. Plays it wide to Rodrigo, and that's the wrong ball beyond Nonto and straight out for a goal kick to Cardiff.
Yeah, it was on for Nonto down the side of the 18-yard box, but just massively overhit from Rodrigo. But that Leeds goal, it just stoked the atmosphere up, just cranked it up a notch. I think Cardiff City fans as well, obviously realising Leeds back in the game, trying to help their players as well. Really good atmosphere here.
Interesting change coming for Leeds as well. Jack Harrison is still on that bench, but Matteo Joseph is going to come on, 19-year-old. He's made a couple of appearances this season, one start in the League Cup, one substitute appearance in the Premier League. He's a forward, as I say, just 19 years old. Something again different for Cardiff to have to deal with, holding on to this 2-1 lead. Got to deal with Nonto now as well. Nonto's running at Sang, who's on that yellow card. Philogene does well for Cardiff, comes back to help his right back out, tackles Nonto, tries to dribble out of trouble. He's tackled. Nonto then tackled by Sang. Verba actually fired that pass at Firpo, controlled it well. Ball comes in from the left-hand side. Gelhardt is wide on the left at the moment. Now here's Verba looking for the ball down the channel to Aronson. Cardiff get a body in the way, a foot in the way. Gelhardt to Aronson. And Leeds work it back towards the halfway line. Llorente plays across to his fellow centre-back, Strauch. Now Max Verba down that left-hand side to Nonto. Firpo runs onto it. Gelhardt miscues, and the ball is loose inside the Cardiff box, and Cardiff able to clear. Loose clearance though. Greenwood drives the shot over the bar. Very nearly flew into the roof of the net. Just got the angle wrong, and it goes behind for the Cardiff goal kick. Manchester City Chelsea, our commentary at 4:30. John Murray has the team news.
Well, Chelsea won't have to face Haaland and De Bruyne from the start at least. They are both only on the bench. City makes 7 changes from Thursday at Stamford Bridge. So the team is Ortega, Walker, Akanji, Laporte, who's back from injury, and Gomez, Bernardo Silva and Rodri, Mahrez, Palmer, Foden and Alvarez. And Chelsea makes 6 changes, which include a debut for 19-year-old defender Bashir Humphreys. Mason Mount is fit, so he is back. So the Chelsea team: Kepa, Humphreys, Chalobah, Koulibaly and Hall, Jorginho and Kovacic, Ziyech, Gallagher, Mount and Havertz. New signings Badiashile and Fofana among the Chelsea substitutes. But Ali, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is not included in the Chelsea 20 after his much criticised performance on Thursday.
Okay, beautifully and succinctly done for the beautiful competition, as Pep Guardiola describes it. Beautiful game on the way. Manchester City against Chelsea. John Murray and Izzy Christensen, your commentary team here on 5 Live. Cardiff waiting to make a double change. Just before we went to John for the team news, Danny Gabardon, Greenwood was closer. You could just felt that one was just going to come in under the bar and fly into the roof of the net, just grazed the bar and went over the top.
Yeah, acute angle. Needed a really accurate strike to beat Anik from that kind of angle. He's under pressure as well. 2 Cardiff City players desperately trying to get there and block the shot, so only a half chance really, but does feel like a different game this now, doesn't it, since the Leeds goal. Incessant pressure from Leeds, dominating possession.
17 minutes to go. Cardiff 2, Leeds 1. 4th round draw on the way just after 4 o'clock. Double change coming for Cardiff. Lots of Leeds possession at the moment. Here's Strauch striding forward, well inside the Cardiff half, wide to his left to Firpo. He tries to flip one down the line to Nonto. Nonto plays it back to Strauch. Aronson comes towards him, gives him a shout and gets the ball. Tries to run away from Rinomhota. Rinomhota just puts his body in the way of the American. He plays it to Strauch, gets it back from Strauch and spots a space. Here's Aronson. Oh, Maisie Daisy running to the box. goes down. I don't think he was looking for the penalty. It definitely wasn't one. Just ran out of space there. Sawyer's trying to play the ball through, and there was a ball onto Shea Ojo through the middle, and he tried to find Harris instead.
Oh, I think he tries to play Shea Ojo. It's great defending for Mark Harris in the end, because he actually gets in the way. I'm not sure Sawyers is trying to play. It was actually 3v1 there.
Great opportunity for Cardiff on the counter. Here's Romain Sawyers. His overhead kick is well read by Llorente. Cardiff can't get out of their half at the moment. We've still got 15 minutes to go. And there's Joseph, Mateo Joseph, the 19-year-old, on for Leeds. So is the stage set for him to make a name for himself for Leeds United in this cup tie? Here's Greenwood. Greenwood with the outside of his right boot. Finds Max Verber. Brings it forward, fancies a dip with his left foot, easily blocked by Sawyers. Back into Leeds possession, Strauch sliding one through to Aronson. Rodrigo is on the turn, looking for the run of Firpo into the penalty area. Again, 3 white shirts very quickly onto Mark Harris. He loses it. Incessant pressure from Leeds. Aronson brings it down, gets underneath the shot, appeals for a corner, and gets the decision as the ball goes miles sailing over that Cardiff crossbar.
Yeah, Leeds United just need to continue doing that. Be patient. You know, you're seeing Verber taking a strike on from a ridiculous distance out. Aronson looking to dribble through the whole Cardiff City team who are camped on the edge of the 18-yard box. Just keep moving the ball, keep the cycle in possession, just keep probing, moving Cardiff City about.
Sam Greenwood gets ready to take the corner. He gave it the come on to the Leeds fans before he took it, got the response he wanted, into the near post, looking for the flicked header there at the near post. Cardiff have dealt with it. Fagan clears with his left foot. Jesse Marshall's there, just outside his technical area, collects the ball, but now Cardiff will slow it down and just halt this Leeds momentum by making the double change. So Jaden Philogene, who scored the first goal for Cardiff, is coming off. He will be replaced by the Irishman Callum O'Dowda. And the other change for Cardiff sees Ryan Wintle, former Crewe midfielder, come on for Romain Sawyers. So a couple of changes in the Cardiff midfield. Just sensed they were getting it needed some fresh energy in there, Danny.
Yeah, good options from Mark Hudson to bring on from the bench, and yeah, you did get that feeling where they're just maybe starting to run out of legs. They've had to put a lot of work in, just dropping a little bit deeper. Space is starting to open up a little bit more, so good options in O'Dowda and Wintle coming on.
Stoke 3-0 up at Hartlepool, Blackburn 1-0 up at Norwich, Walsall 1-0 up at Stockport, so all the away teams in front. Here it's the home team in front, with Cardiff leading Leeds by 2-1. Leeds start again. They've taken the throw wide on the right. The ball is back in their own half. Risky pass to Aronson. Aronson couldn't control it on the turn. Bagan plays it down the touchline. Llorente wins the header. Cardiff happy with that. Ball goes out of play for a Cardiff throw. They'll take their time.
It's just a poor ball from Llorente. I don't know what he thinks Aronson's going to be able to do with that. A straight ball into his feet. He's got 2 Cardiff City players converging on him. Impossible for him to keep the ball there.
Jesse Marsh looks pained at the moment. He's actually walking away from the action. The action's taking place in the Leeds half away to our left, and Marsh has walked away to our right. And here's Mark Harris on the ball for Cardiff. Can he finish it? The shot is blocked. And Cody Drammer is back in that right back position for Leeds. Plays infield into his own penalty area. Time running out for the Premier League team who've gone out in the 3rd round of the FA Cup for the last 5 seasons in a row, trailing Cardiff by 2-1. Cardiff just dropping back slowly but surely into their own half as Leeds work it up to Drammer, plays back to Greenwood. Llorente across his own half to Strauch. Firpo wide on the left hand side, close down and chase. Firpo plays it forward. Joseph lays it off cleverly. Rodrigo into the penalty area on the left, drives the shot from the angle, might come for the rebound. Oh, it's wide. Now then, Leeds are appealing for a handball. Referee says penalty, and that's going to have to be a red card as well. The shot on goal looked like it was going to be on target. It was going to be 2-2. Massive turnaround in the game because Joel Bagan is sent off and Leeds have a penalty.
Well, I wasn't quite sure the referee was going to give the penalty, but they were insistent, the Leeds players. 5 or 6 remonstrating with him. It's a lovely move from Leeds United. They're patient, they're probing, and then they cut Cardiff City open. They get the run in behind, the cut back. You're thinking Cardiff City just about deal with it, but the ball just dropped on the edge of the 18-yard box. And the shot's fired in on goal. and it just nicks off a Cardiff City hand. Joel Bagan given the red card.
Firpo was the man who hit the shot. Firpo looks like he wants to take the penalty.
He's got the ball.
Rodrigo was there. There's some discussion going on here. Nonto is there. So the Leeds players are talking amongst themselves about who's going to take the penalty. I don't know whether Firpo's saying, I won it, so I should take it.
Well, I think Cody Dramade has just gone over to Jesse Marsh just to ask who's taking the penalty, and he's come back across
and said
Rodrigo, the top goal scorer. Makes sense, don't you think?
I think it does. Pressure on Rodrigo. Firpo was desperate to take the penalty. Cardiff now down to 10 men, and this is for 2-2. What a cup tie. Can Jack Anick be the hero for Cardiff? Whistle blows. Rodrigo takes a long run at the ball, drives it, save! Jack Anick! It was hit with power, it was straight at him. Anick held his ground, gets his body in the way. Cardiff down to 10 men, but they still have the lead.
Maybe it doesn't make sense. What do I know? It's a really poor penalty from Rodrigo. Comfortable save for Anick in the end. Looking to go to the keeper's left, but he doesn't get it in the corner. Goalkeeper guesses correctly.
Just went with power. Jack Anick makes the save. Another twist, another turn in this compelling FA Cup third round tie. Just having another look at the replay on the monitor now. Just went for sheer power, straight down the middle really. Anick sort of dived forward, as it were, straight at him.
Poor penalty. The man that's been in form, the chief goal getter for Leeds this season.
Wow.
Expect him to stick that away.
So Cardiff 2, Leeds 1. 9 minutes remaining, plus added time. And Jesse Marsh is shaking his head and thinking, what do I have to do? They're up against 10-man Cardiff, and they've been on top of Cardiff for the last 10-15 minutes as well. So it's how Cardiff can manage this game as well from this point in.
But that kind of situation doesn't really help Rodrigo though either, does it? You know, Firpo's got the ball. Surely you know this before the game starts who the penalty take. Maybe it was Firpo because Rodrigo didn't actually start the game. Rodrigo comes on, then he takes over. I don't know, but
here come Leeds pouring forward. Greenwood goes for an optimistic diagonal. It's headed away by O'Dowda. Drama goes running back to collect it. Leeds player down inside the Leeds half in some trouble. Leeds knock the ball out of play. Sonny Perkins, another Leeds youngster, is getting ready to come on for them. It is all going on at the moment. Cardiff 2, Leeds 1. So Sonny Perkins waiting to come on for Leeds. Rodrigo is standing there right next to Jack Anick, the Cardiff keeper who's made the save. He gets a high five from Jack Simpson. The Leeds medical team are now rushing onto the field. Is it Nonto who's
I think it is
down? Nonto who's down. He's hidden from us by Leeds teammates and the Leeds doctors. So breaking play at the moment, which gives us a chance to draw breath. We'll just have a look at what happens to Nonto here. Ouch. He gets his heel, his Achilles, trodden on there by Ryan Wintle as he's running across the halfway line.
It's naughty that. It's late as well from Wintle. Plays the ball away. He just steps in with our right foot on the Achilles and Nonto. Really painful then.
Cardiff Leeds, Danny. I mean, what a history, what a game.
Never fails to disappoint, does it?
Never. And Cardiff really have had much the better of these fixtures down the years, certainly going all the way back to that cup tie we keep talking about back in 2002. There's still time to run in this one because there's 7 minutes on the clock. We're going to have some stoppage time, plenty of it as well. Nonto seems to be okay because he's on his feet and he's moving at a relatively decent speed towards the touchline. So Sonny Perkins, let me tell you about him. 18 years old, got a start against Wolves in the League Cup early this season, another forward. So you'd have Joseph Perkins, Rodrigo, all on the field for Leeds. They've got to go for it. They've got to try and find this equaliser, try and force the replay. Play back underway. Nonto back on the field. Not moving freely at all on the left-hand side, but at the moment Leeds have the ball on the right. And here's Drama. Drama plays back to Llorente. Llorente across the halfway line to Strauch. Nonto moving at a bit more speed here because he thought the ball was coming towards him. Firpo, though, goes back to his right, and here's Greenwood. Greenwood to Drama. Drama wide on the right, 25 yards from goal. Back it comes to Llorente, and Cardiff working ever so hard just to cover the space here, moving across the field as a team. Nonto on the ball, starts running here at Ojo, drops his shoulder into the penalty area, hits the shot, that's deflected. Breaks for Ojo on the right-hand side, he just lobs it down the right touchline, comes off his shin actually and goes out for a throw into Leeds.
Yeah, need to dig in now, Cardiff City. A couple more substitutions being made from Mark Hudson.
Perry and G will come on for Cardiff, and so will Joe Rawls, who has been at Cardiff all the way through his career, and Sonny Perkins waiting to come on for Leeds. So again, more stoppages here, more break-up in play, but I think Mark Hudson will be quite happy with that.
He certainly will. Very much a rear guard, backs against the wall job now for these remaining minutes. Down to 10 men. Nice moment for Jack Annick making the penalty save. Hasn't seen too many minutes this season. Nice moment for him, but he might get a little bit busier in these remaining minutes.
Shea Ojo is off. Joe Rawls is on. Perry and G waits to come on, and so does Sonny Perkins. Other player coming towards the touchline here for Cardiff. Who else is coming off? So Perkins coming on first of all for Brendan Aronson. He sprints off for Leeds. They need to get on with this as soon as they can. Facing a third round exit for the 6th season in a row. Jesse Marsh talking ahead of the cup tie about the conversation he'd had with the CEO Angus Kinnear about how it was sort of pointed out to him that Leeds really needed and wanted a decent run in the FA Cup, but Cardiff aren't far away from the upset here. Mark Harris is off, Perry and G is on, so that just bolsters the defensive ranks, Danny, for Cardiff.
Yeah, it certainly does. Looks like Ollie Tanner might be the man to play the furthest forward for Cardiff. So he's put a good shift in Mark Harris. He's one of the players I think who was struggling all week with a bug and wondered how long he might last.
4th round draw not far away. At the moment, Cardiff are going into the hat. They're leading Leeds by 2-1. Firpo plays wide to Nonto, gets a cross in, and G gets his first touch, volleys the ball away with his right foot. Tanner chases, puts Strout under loads of pressure. Strout got there just in time. He's knocked to the ground, but gets his pass back to Robles. He plays it forward to Greenwood. Greenwood looking for the run here of Rodrigo. Flag stays down. Rodrigo keeps it in, cuts it back. Oh, and it's missed at the near post. That was Joseph. He caught it sweetly. The angle was tight. He can't believe he's missed. Probably should have been 2-2.
Well, he just needs to keep it down. Cardiff City going to a back 5 now, but cut open with one pass from Greenwood. The run from Rodrigo. He does well actually to keep the ball in play. Cuts it back towards the 6-yard box. And Joseph, well, he's unmarked. He's just got to concentrate on the finish, keep it down, hit the target, and it's 2-2. Doesn't do either.
Missed penalty for Leeds. Good chance missed by Joseph. 2.5 minutes to play plus added time. Half time. Quinn Sale, Adam Whitty.
Harlequins 6, Sale 14 at the stoop. Sale look every bit the team in form. Quins look like a team that's lost their last 2 tries from O'Flaherty and Dupree are the difference. The Sharks have looked slicker and more disciplined, but 2 Tommy Allen penalties have kept Quins in touch. Harlequins 6, Sale 14 at half time.
Bouncing around the other games quickly. Hartlepool Stoke, Naz Premji.
Hartlepool 0, Stoke 3. Dwight Gale on, nearly scored returning from injury. His shot saved on the line by Ben Killip. Hartlepool 0, Stoke 3.
Was Stockport 0, Walsall 1. There's been a goal. Charlie Slater.
All hail Paddy Madden here, Stockport County's hero off the bench. The top scorer for the football club from the edge of the 18-yard box has bent it into the far top corner. It's 1-1.
Nonto wide on the left-hand side for Leeds. Low ball comes into the box from Verber. Cardiff are able to clear it away. Norwich Blackburn at Carrow Road. Flo Pollock.
Norwich still searching for an equaliser. They trail by 1-0 to Blackburn, and they've had so many chances they just can't put it into the back of the net. 2 minutes remaining. Norwich 0, Blackburn 1.
Thank you, Flo. 90 seconds plus added time to go. I wouldn't be surprised to see a sort of 7 or 8 minutes added time go up the board here, actually. Drama plays down the right. That's Sonny Perkins, tall, dark-haired striker, fresh-faced 18-year-old on for Leeds. I'm just saying, could it be Joseph, could it be Perkins to make a name for themselves for Leeds, the youngsters? Well, Joseph had the chance and he couldn't quite convert. This is all being played in the Cardiff half right now. Chip forward towards Verber. Verber leaps into a little cushion pass to Nonto. Nonto forced infield to the right. Perkins plays it out to the left. Cross comes in. Headed away, edge of the box, nodded sideways towards Greenwood. Greenwood just shifts it to his right. Drama's cross comes in. Good interception at the back there, and ball nodded away by Ryan Wintle. Blue shirts everywhere Leeds seem to look at the moment. Cardiff 2, Leeds 1. heading towards added time. Here comes the fourth official, Peter Banks with the board. We'll find out in just a second. Leeds continue to attack down the left-hand side. Nonto plays a good ball back here. Shot comes in from the edge of the box from Verbal with his right foot. That breaks nicely here for Ollie Tanner. He's all on his own, crosses the halfway line at speed. Leeds defenders desperately trying to get back. Beaten the first man. Plays the ball across to Rinomota. He stretches, challenged by Drama. Referee doesn't see anything wrong with the challenge. Then rolls. Now that is a foul by Rodrigo. Silly from Rodrigo. Cardiff free kick wide on left. Just 5 minutes added time, Danny Gabardon.
Yeah, well, Mark Hudson just points to Ollie Tanner there as he's driving forward. I think he wanted him to run the opposite way towards the corner flag. For some reason, he cuts back in field, almost loses the ball. Spades a crossfield pass. Cardiff win the ball back, and in the end, Rodrigo just committing a silly foul on Joe Rawls, just relieving a little bit of that pressure. It's going to be a nervy 5 minutes for this Cardiff City team now.
20,324 inside the stadium for this one. I'm sure everyone's enjoyed it. Leeds fans less so, but it's been some cup tie. 6,500 Leeds fans have played their part this afternoon. They are desperately hoping for a late equaliser. We're into added time, 4 minutes to go. Bit of a scuffle and a tussle down in the Leeds right back position. Leeds get the free kick, trailing Cardiff by 2-1.
Yeah, I think for Cardiff City as well, it's not just about winning this game, getting through to the next round. Can this be the spark to kind of ignite their season in the Championship?
Defending still to do. Firpo's ball through the middle. A stretch there from Verber. He couldn't quite bring it under control, and Jack Anik has it at his feet and just runs to his right. Nonto sees what he's doing, comes tearing towards him to get him to pick the ball up. They go shoulder to shoulder. Nothing wrong with that from Nonto. Anik's the bigger man. They bounce off each other. 3.5 minutes to go. Cardiff 3.5 minutes away from another FA Cup win over Leeds United. Leeds fans still singing away to our right. Anik clears with his left foot. Drama inside his own half, heads the ball infield. Verber leaps, nods it forward, and it's just smashed downfield by Simpson. Caught on the edge of the box by Joel Robles. Slings it out sidearm. Hollers at the entire Leeds team to get forward as quickly as they can. Here's Nonto, little Italian international, ball at his feet. Good overlapping run from Firpo on the left-hand side. Cross comes into the box, flick header, drops to Drama, former Cardiff man, chests it down, played back to the edge of the box. Greenwood's shot is blocked. And then Llorente plays it across the Cardiff half. Nonto reacts quickly, gets there just in time for Leeds. 3 minutes to go. Cardiff 2, Leeds 1. Cardiff have everyone behind the ball. Drama plays it down the right-hand side. Here's Greenwood. Gets the cross in. Cut back to the edge of the box. Great first touch from Nonto. Hits the shot on the spin. It's blocked. It comes back to Drama. Poor cross from Drama. That one is headed away from the edge of the penalty area. Pressure is absolutely incessant from Leeds at the moment. 2.5 minutes to go. Cardiff 2, Leeds 1. Another cross comes in from Greenwood. Rodrigo miscontrols. Headed away by Sang. Ball falls to the feet of Strout. Strout just passes it on to Nonto. Nonto with speed. Past Sang. Gets the cross in. Here's the chance. Little flick, it's there! And the flag stays down. It's Sonny Perkins. It's the 18-year-old who scored for Leeds. And he looks like he's got them the replay. Cardiff defenders turn in vain, looking for the offside flag. But the assistant referee points back and says there was someone playing 18-year-old Sonny Perkins onside. What a moment. Celebrates with his teammates, celebrates with 6,500 Leeds fans, and they've come back from 2-0 down. It's Cardiff 2, Leeds 2.
Fantastic composure shown by the youngster. And they've just kept going and going and going. They've had enough chances, Leeds, in the second half to get back into the game. Finally they do. And it's the youngster Perkins. That ball gets fired across the 6-yard box, and he's got a lot to do with the finish. It's just a little Cruyff flick into that far corner. I just thought he might have been offside initially as that cross came in, but the flag doesn't go up. Fantastic composure. Real clever finish from him.
Well, that is what the FA Cup is all about. That sort of atmosphere, that sort of drama, and that sort of story as well. Just watching the replay as well. Watch the highlights tonight. Match of the day, BBC One. No VAR at this game. Question mark about an offside. It would have been tight. Perkins in the 6-yard box with a very clever little flick. I think it was Rodrigo's Cruyff that finds Perkins, who sticks the right foot out and sticks it into the back of the net. Oh, penalty at Stockport. Charlie Slater.
There is. We are in the 5th minute of stoppage time, and Walsall have a penalty. They led by a goal to nil. There was a late equaliser from Paddy Madden, and now to win the cup tie, Andy Williams is stood over the ball in front of a couple of thousand travelling Walsall fans. Little stutter step, up he comes and scores, finds the top corner of the net. Walsall are destined for the 4th round for the first time in 7 years. It's 2-1.
Another thrilling FA Cup afternoon on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Cardiff 2, Leeds 2, 30 seconds to play. It looks like this one is heading to a replay. Some fight back by Cardiff. Hang on. Here's Cody Drammer for Leeds. Plays the ball to Rodrigo. Hits his left heel. It's still alive for Leeds. Drammer, ball gets away from him on the right. He throws himself into a challenge. Rawls should be able to clear. Verber comes crunching in on Rawls. Rawls is down hurt. Verber will get booked. The Cardiff players don't like it. Atmosphere's getting very, very spicy. I think it's going to finish 2-2.
Yeah, certainly looking that way. Cardiff City would be disappointed, even down to 10 men with that back 5 set along the 6-yard box, so they don't deal with that cross into the box. As you said, it was the initial flick from Rodrigo. Perkins is just standing right behind him, no more than 3 or 4 yards out, flicks it into the net. Looks like Leeds are going to salvage a replay here.
Well, it's the Leeds fans you can hear singing. 10-man Cardiff couldn't quite do it. Joel Bagan's handball led to the Rodrigo penalty, saved by Jack Anick, but Leeds have kept going and going and going. And I think 18-year-old Sonny Perkins is going to be the one in the headlines as Anick clears with his left foot. All over at the Cardiff City Stadium. Leeds saved themselves in added time. They're going to go at it again in a replay. 21 years on from a very intense, famous, hard-fought cup tie at Ninian Park. We've kind of had another one here at the Cardiff City Stadium. Cardiff, the championship team, getting themselves 2-0 in front. Rodrigo off the bench to get Leeds back to 2-1. Cardiff then with a man send-off, conceding the penalty. Rodrigo missed it after it looked like Junior Firpo might take it. And then the FA Cup being the FA Cup, Danny Gavidon, an 18-year-old by the name of Sonny Perkins, who no one really has ever heard of, comes off the bench and sticks it home for a replay.
Yeah, what a moment for him. Great composure shown by him. That will give him massive amounts of confidence, I'm sure, moving forward. And look, Leeds kept knocking on the door. We said at half-time at 2-0 there was still work to do from a Cardiff City perspective. They weren't able to hang on. Obviously going down to 10 men was a big moment in the game, but credit to Leeds, credit to Jesse March. You know, he made that triple change early in the second half, got the team playing better. They got that Rodrigo goal to make it 2-1. And then it was just incessant pressure, really. It was all about whether Cardiff City could kind of hold on. Could they be dogged? Could they be resolute? Could they hang on to the 2-1? Weren't able to do so. And what a moment for the youngster, it really is.
Pep Guardiola has said in his programme notes today ahead of our next commentary, Manchester City against Chelsea, describing the FA Cup as a beautiful competition. It absolutely is that. That third round tie had everything, and it's finished Cardiff 2, Leeds 2.
Absolutely. And here's the thing, Danny, we always talk about the FA Cup in relation to shocks, and we haven't had a shock, but it's also about thrills, and this was thrilling.
Well, I think it had everything, Steve. It really did. I think the scoring kind of went the way you would want it to. You know, the Premier League team kind of going behind. They have to then kind of come back into the game. For Cardiff to get a second, they were just in dreamland really with that. But even, 2-0 at half-time, it can be a difficult scoreline, and with the quality that Leeds have, the players that they can kind of bring off the bench, Cardiff City are going to have to maintain those levels second half. They'll be disappointed with the goals they conceded, I think, particularly the one from the corner, which was the big goal, getting Leeds back into the game. Rodrigo with the header, they switch off from the corner, free header for Rodrigo, and that kind of just lifts the crowd. It gets the Leeds fans going, it gets Leeds back into the game, and then they were able to kind of dominate possession and just kind of wear Cardiff City down. The sending off was a huge moment in the game, with maybe 8-9 minutes to go as well.
Great save, by the way.
Yeah, brilliant save from Anick, who goes the right way. Not the best of penalties from Rodrigo, but you just felt that it was still going to be one more chance and still be able to create one more chance. And Sonny Perkins, the youngster, coming on and popping up with the equaliser, fantastic.
In terms of that goal, Steve, our replay's not the best on the monitors here. I mean, there was a question mark of an offside there.
He's onside, Ali,
he's on,
because the defender who slides to block the original cross is actually still on the goal line when the goal is scored. Just about 10-15 yards away from the goal, if that makes sense.
Lovely.
So he is onside, and that's the thing, Danny, as well, that, you know, for all of the great shocks that we have in the FA Cup, part of the drama is that it can also be so blooming cruel.
It certainly can. I've been on the receiving end of a few of these results and losses, and yeah, it can be that way, you know, but you have to give credit to both teams. I thought it was a fantastic game of football, considering that the changes as well to both teams. It didn't really make the game as bad as I thought it might be. It was excellent. You know, the players that came into the team all performed really well. And it was just a magnificent cup tie. The atmosphere was fantastic, an atmosphere I haven't experienced here at the Cardiff City Stadium for a long time, and I think both sets of players kind of fed off that. So, and look, I think you look at the Premier League teams in this competition, managers tend to use this competition to kind of blood youngsters now as well. It's an opportunity to use the fringe players, and young players get opportunities to get minutes and step up and make a hero of themselves, and Sonny Perkins has certainly done that.
Brilliant game, both teams in the hat for the fourth round draw, which we'll bring you in the next few minutes. Ali, Danny, thank you very much indeed. Cardiff City 2, Leeds United 2, they will go again full time.